or not the quarterback? Only Jonathan Gannon knows for sure. ASU believes that Levitt will levitate to the starting spot, and the Suns finish up the NBA preseason with a victory. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hanging out today at Venezia's in Gilbert. It's Venezia's, Ray Road, and Cooper. We are here. Great crowd on hand already for lunch. Real New York-style pizza. It's right here in the Valley. Pizza, wings, subs, pasta. Just bring your appetite. Today, once again, we are at the Gilbert location. Manuch, how are you?
The Gilbert location at Cooper and Ray. We're at the northeast corner, the old stomping ground, Jimmy B.
Yeah.
And also just remind you of the Wednesday special, a 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. It's a savings, folks, of over $5 per pizza. Also, just to let you know, the Italian Stallion, named after Roc and
Rocky
Manuch,
Balboa.
The Italian Stallion is going strong. I asked Jamie, who's the manager out here at the Gilbert location.
Yeah.
The Stallion, not just one-day special, 2-day specials. Because Mondays and Wednesdays, you're lucky. The Italian Stallion also on special. And just a reminder that they are the official pizza sponsor for ASU Athletics. So if you're out there for the kickoff in Texas Tech at 1 o'clock, get there about noon. Stop by some of the locations that'll be there at the kiosks there at Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Cush Field, and get yourself a slice and/or two.
You know, I love going to Venezia's, but, folks, I have to tell you, I have to tolerate Manuch and his Italian Stallion.
Oh, my God. It is. You know what?
Yeah. I'm afraid to ask.
You know, the Italian Stallion is loaded, just like Roc and I. Not that we're full of it.
No, you guys are full of it.
But I'd say if you did an Italian Stallion and a salad with their homemade ranch dressing, by the way, but Venezia's Pizzeria, they sell their own ranch dressing. It is awesome.
It is.
So if you did one of those and you did an Italian Stallion, you are set for dinner because it's that thick, it's that good. Now, if you're a man-eater, 2 of those bad boys set you free for about 24 hours.
Woo.
So get yourself an iced tea, get yourself the Italian Stallion, or get the 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99.
So here we go with a do-si-do. We're going to do a little square dancing here in this first segment. My esteemed colleague, being the quarterback guru that he is assured, or did yesterday, assured everybody that Jacoby Brissett should be the starter for the rest of the year. And it is a wait-and-see proposition. Jonathan Gannon at his news conference did not say who the starter was going to be this Sunday. We both presume it will be Jacoby Brissett, and that way they can rest Kyler Murray not only this weekend, but next weekend the team is off with the bye week. Is that a fair assumption to begin the show?
Yeah, I would say so, Jimmy. I think that's probably the most logical thing to do is if that foot's not 100%, as we mentioned last week, the fans voted if you had a choice between 100% Jacoby Brissett or 80 to 85, 90% of Kyler Murray, who would you take? And overwhelmingly, 100% Jacoby Brissett. I think that'd be the smart thing. And this team looked so well. They did so many different things. They executed so well. That offense was your prototypical Drew Petzing run offense, pass offense, play action offense, throw the ball down the field offense. Oh, my gosh, could have had a V8. They're finally having success getting the ball down the field because of Jacoby Brissett. And to answer your question, I would think if Kyler Murray is going to be the guy when they come back, I would do that. I would start Brissett this week. You got the bye week, and then you're at the Dallas Cowboys on a Monday night.
Right.
So there'll be a good, 3.5, 4 weeks to get that foot right and make sure that Kyler Murray is 100% when they play that following Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas.
Okay. Now, a couple of moves that they are making, meaning the Cardinals. Darius Robinson has been activated, so he is going to be practicing. Manuch, what do you make of his case right now, or can you make a case for him?
I just think he's got to get on the field. And when he's on the field, he hasn't really been that effective.
Exactly.
Now, we got to remember, not any excuses, but he's still learning the National Football. He literally set out, 90% of the year last year?
That's good. Yeah, that's about right.
He played, 6 games,
That's
5,
it.
6 games?
Yeah, and he played sparing minutes.
Yeah. Now, this year, he started off pretty good. I didn't know how you would grade him out. I didn't have a chance to break the film down from that standpoint, but he's got to play. And when you see guys like him that are a first-round draft choice, a guy that you're going to rely on is a guy that you're going to have to take a good hard look at in reference to getting him back incorporated with this front seven, specifically the front three or the front four. And let's see what this young man has. And I think those are some of the things you're going to look at. Also today, Walter Nolan started his 21 days of practice that he has before he has to play by the end of that 21 days. I do not understand these calf injuries that take so long. Now, I don't think they're strains. I think they're more than strains. I mean, you talked about Robinson last year. That had to be a tear.
It had to be.
Had to be a tear.
Yes.
This strain with Walter Nolan, the third, had to be maybe a slight tear, but it's 6, 7, 8 weeks to get him ready. I think another tear. So there's something to where if you're going to explode or push off that whatever leg it is, you got to be 100%, or your mind's got to tell you can make that move without feeling any kind of repercussions if you do it. So he started his official 21 days of practice as well.
ASU has been posting all over X that Sam Levitt is practicing and throwing the football without much of a problem off of that injured foot that he has had. So you can pretty much count on Levitt now being the starting quarterback. Manuch, they're going to go up against a TCU team. And I was watching some of ESPN last night and some talking heads. I'm not TCU. I'm sorry, Texas Tech. That Texas Tech is loaded. Not only are they loaded offensively, they're loaded defensively as well.
Yeah, and this freshman quarterback that's been coming in periodically, he's pretty good. They didn't miss a beat with him in the game when it was a Utah game and this last game that they had. Did not miss a beat whatsoever. But, yes, they ran for, 326 yards last week?
Yeah, incredible.
So they run the ball. And the one thing that they have, and I think what they realize at Texas Tech is that if you're going to win the Big 12 like ASU did last year, they had a defense, staunch defense. And ASU's still looking for that staunch defense, even though they lost a few of their starters. But if you're going to win the Big 12 and you're going to go compete in the 12 playoff teams, you better have a defense because you're not going to be able to outscore some of these teams when you get into your championship games or the playoffs. You're going to face defenses that help get those teams in the final 12 or the playoffs. So they've really invested, I guess so, invested a lot of money.
They have, yeah.
A lot of dinero. This Campbell guy that's the alumnus, 50-some million plus. Cody Campbell, a billionaire.
Yes.
Oil tycoon.
Yep.
How much do you need, Red Raiders? Okay, here you go. And but I really think you're going to see a team that is really aggressive, and they're much bigger and more staunch up front than they have in the last several years.
They look more like a Big Ten team to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. They have that. When Jim Harbaugh and Michigan won the championship, and everybody said, well, Big Ten, they can't hold up against the SEC. Not only did they hold up against the SEC, the Big Ten pummeled SEC teams. So the Big Ten is now the bully on the block, and it's not so much the SEC. The Big 12 is trying to get there, and I believe what you just said, Texas Tech took the necessary steps to build up their A, offensive line, and B, their defensive line so that they have bullies.
And the other thing, too, people fail to realize is that this Texas Tech team, they played a lot of guys that last 3 years as freshmen and sophomore. So they number one, they kept them. They brought more talent in. They paid their guys to stay there. But you got to remember, they've got a lot of experience on this offense and defensive side. And on top of that, they got playmakers. They got dudes. That hasn't changed the Big 12. There are receivers and running backs all over. And I think that's an astute statement you made there, Jimmy B, about the Big Ten comparison.
Mark that down.
As
that's
a
the first nice thing he's ever said about it.
Ever. I went, wow, because I was thinking the same thing the other day. I went, Texas Tech, they are built like a lot of Big Ten teams.
Yes.
Now, the one thing that they had to make the recognition of is when you watched Ohio State and Michigan, the last two national title teams, what were they built on? Defense. And they had enough offense to go ahead and take them above and beyond So when they get that kind of a blend, and you get a lot of young guys that can come in and play, plus your veterans, guys might have been there 4 or 5 years. You put all that together, and you got a team that just doesn't win. They win convincingly. So you got to hope the Devils, it's going to be all hands on deck.
Absolutely.
They have to have all hands on deck.
Yep.
Sam Levin, I really feel that I hope he plays because they're going to need him. I heard a little early on the way in that Kanye Udo is out at least for today because he's sick.
Okay.
And Kyson Brown was not at practice. I hope he's not sick. If it's a flu bug or something like that, heads up.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, that can spread like wildfire in a locker room. So they're going to need everybody, anybody, and then some for the 1 o'clock kickoff out there at Mount West Stadium.
Phoenix Suns played their final NBA exhibition game. They played last night downtown, beat the LA Lakers, who looked like a team in the second half. You didn't even know who the guys were that were on the court. Manuch, as we get ready for the opening of the NBA season, it officially opens Tuesday. The Suns will play on Wednesday. Do you have a feel yet of what we have been able to see in preseason, what this Suns team is going to look like?
You know, I've watched them a little bit. I think that they look like they're getting up and down the court on both sides pretty good.
Okay.
I think if there's a marketed difference, it's on the defensive side. And the other thing, too, Jimmy B, is they move the ball. Guys aren't bashful with the ball. I will say that. And I really felt that when you saw Malawatch get a lot of playing time, you also saw Fleming get a lot of playing time. I like how Ott interspersed a lot of the guys, the starters with the backups.
He did that.
But I just think that they get it. The noticeable difference, to answer your question, is how they get up and down the court. And guys are fundamentally assigned to where they're supposed to be. You don't see guys out of position or guys wide open. How many times do we see balls get kicked out to the outside perimeter and guys wide open?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you had to
2 years, yes.
You had to get an Uber for defenders to get out there and guard them, for crying out loud. But I think if that's the noticeable difference that you ask about.
Okay. There is only really one roster spot that'll be available. We have Tim Kempton, by the way, coming up on the show in roughly about 15 minutes from right now. So we'll get into all of that about the Suns with Timmy. And by the way, that leads us to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. Storm season's here. Is your roof ready? Call State 48 Roofing today. A free roof inspection before leaks hit. And make sure that you call them if you have a leak. They are extremely busy, but they will get to you extremely fast. All you have to do is just go to state48roofing.com. That's state48roofing.com. Or you can call their number at 480-268-4509. Now, here is the question today. With the Suns season opener on Wednesday, how many games do you believe the Suns will win? You have 4 options. Manuch, you outdid yourself here. 1, 25-30. 2, 31-35. 3, 36-40. Or 4, 41 plus. All you have to do, just go to Roc and Manuch on X, cast your vote, and we will update, of course, at the close of the program. Hey, coming up next, it will be our Learner and Row replay rewind. But if you are looking for a great place to have lunch, dinner, even breakfast on the weekends, you need to go to the heart of Ahwatukee. It's the Hub Grill and Bar, Ray Road and 50th. All of the games are on. They have terrific food, wonderful drinks, and wall-to-wall televisions. Their burgers and wings are off the chart, and they give you that extra degree of energy. It's one of my favorite spots. It's the Hub, where the community comes together. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try Sushi Pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California Roll, Spicy Tuna Roll, and the Surf and Turf Roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street and Indian School.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona. Proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Turner and Road is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Hi there, it's Scott from Pentatonics. So from the beginning of our journey in music, the foundation has been music education. It's so incredibly important that we continue to show kids the importance of music in our schools, in our homes, and even in the car. Music is such a powerful expression of emotion and individuality, and we are responsible for keeping the love for music alive. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Now it's time for our Replay Rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
Here's Nate Williams at 3. That's off the mark. And Hayes Davis has the rebound, and the shot clock is off. And the Suns are going to win this one here tonight after they trailed by 15 midway through the third quarter. They put the pedal to the metal and ran away with this one to finish the preseason 3-1. Suns win. Final score 113-104. They knock off the Lakers in a very impressive performance.
Thank you to Arizona Sports. Manuch and I, by the way, were playing for the Lakers last night in the fourth quarter.
Who was it?
Everybody. I had no idea who those dudes
Didn't
were.
they grab a couple fans out of the stands?
Pretty much. It was fun to watch.
Where's Bangor, Maine Tech? That's where one of the guys is from.
Man.
Or the trucking school of William and Mary. I know that's in California.
I will tell you this. The only reason I flipped it on was because I wanted to look at Luka.
Sure.
And Manuch, he looks so good. It was his first game of the preseason. He scores 25 points in like 20 minutes, has like 8 rebounds and like 6 assists, and they're just rolling the Suns.
He found a weight room or a spa or a sauna.
He
looks
good.
Lean. He looks cut. I mean, I think LeBron James had to be in his ear.
I'm with you.
In the offseason, said, look, we love you. We need you, but we got to get you in shape, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to find a weight room. You got to lose the weight because they want him to go through the entire year.
Absolutely.
Boy, he looked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he just stepped – he woke up about a week ago and starts playing, but he looks the part now.
Yeah. Oh, man, he was terrific.
Not that baby fat looking guy that we saw last year.
That's it. Yeah, the Pillsbury Doughboy. All right, let's get to our Lerner and Rowe replay. Rewind, and let us begin with the Suns game. There's a 7'2" guy that the Suns drafted. This guy is going to be pretty good. Listen to this.
Long rebound tapped out, and Fleming gets it for the Suns. Hands it back to Butler, who picks up his dribble at the top of the arc. Maluch will try a three right wing. He hits it on the right side. Come on, Maluch. It's been talked about. He can shoot the three. Well, he just showed everybody he can shoot it.
Manucci 7-2, and he's draining the three ball.
He hit 1 3 out of 3 attempts at Duke. They showed the one during the playoffs or during the final game there. Yeah, it was really fun to watch this young man. For him to start when he and Fleming started.
Yeah.
So the two young guys, Davis started, Butler started, Goodwin started. So it's fun to see that group of guys who are motivated and who want to prove something.
Mm-hmm.
But to see he and Fleming get up and down the court, Fleming had 9 points, Maluch 17. But the rebounding, 8 rebounds. Cleaning the boards. The Windex was out in Maluch's hand, cleaning the boards last night.
All right, let's go to Fleming right now and the assist from Goodwin. Here it is.
In transition, cross-court, Fleming's open for three in the corner, and he hit another one. Rasheer Fleming says, hey, come on, Maluch isn't the only rookie big starring tonight. Fleming hits his third three on 7 tries. He's got 9 points.
Nice push by the Suns there. They get the rebound, look up the court.
All right, you heard the melodious tones of Tim Kempton. He will be our guest roughly in about 8 minutes from right now. More from the game. This is the coach, Jordan Ott, talking about what he saw from his 7'2" center, Maluch.
The character and the spirit of him specifically, that I'm not sure he has a bad day. He may have a bad moment, but he's not going to have a bad day. And he came out and he showed some things today. So now he set the new standard.
So what do you think?
I liked it. I liked that, these guys, they basically played all the backups in the G League team.
Yeah.
The first and second teamers of the rotation pretty much sat. And I like that. He said, look, last game of the year, we have some evaluation. We want you guys to get some live reps. Now, Lakers kind of matched them with their G League team, if you will.
Yes.
But that's okay. Just getting up and down the court and running the offense. I mean, it wasn't helter-skelter like you see when a team blowing somebody out and they empty the bench and guys start just hoisting from 25 to 30 feet. It was under control. What were they? Almost 40% from three-point land. So these young guys can shoot, but I think it was the aggressiveness on defense that really was a concerted effort watching these young guys.
All right, this is the next sound clip that I want to play for you. It's Fleming, as we skip down one, talking about playing against Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves.
It was fun adjusting to each of their games because they both play very different. So I kind of had to adjust how I played against them, defensively, pace-wise. Luka's a little slower pace and getting to his shots, and Austin Reeves is faster pace, both highly skilled. So it was fun matching up against those two.
There you go. Wait till you get them in real time in a real NBA
I would
game.
be in total awe.
Yeah.
I'd have to slap myself and go, okay, I'm guarding Luka or I've got Reeves. I mean, that's hard, Jimmy. It's okay, I'm out here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's gotten over a lot of those aha moments, if you will.
Sure.
But you're out there, Luka, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm guarding Luka Doncic. Or this guy Reeves can shoot from across the gym. So you try to get your focus, and you just try to get dialed in on the task at hand. But those are some of those moments you don't want to be awestruck, but you're awestruck.
All right, let's move to baseball. And the game last night, the Dodgers doing Dodger things. First, they have their pitcher go 9 innings. I think Dave Roberts found out he should have left Snell in the game in game 1, and he didn't. He left Yamamoto in the game, and he pitches, of course, all the way through, and the Dodgers win easily at 5-1. Their bats got going, and they got going in the top of the first inning.
And a high fly ball into left field. That is way back there. And that is going to be a gone home run.
And thank you to TBS for these highlights. The next, Shohei Ohtani, a guy Manuch who's really been struggling in the playoffs. He hasn't been able to hit a lick, but he finally got one last night.
2-2. Ohtani on the ground through for a base hit. It's an RBI single for Shohei Ohtani. And the Dodgers add to their lead. 4-1 Los Angeles.
Yeah, good to see him get off the schneid, so to speak. By the way, the first clip was Teoscar Hernandez hit that solo home run in the top of the first there. Yeah, I think you look at Shohei, and then the entire dugout was all fired up, and that was a huge RBI right there to drive that run in, because it was I believe a 1-2 count. He went down there and absolutely just stroked that ball to right field. So good to see him get off the schneid.
All right, here's Dodger manager Dave Roberts discussing Yamamoto and his pitching performance and why he made the decision before the ninth inning.
I see a real confidence. I think that's what it is. I think that, last year, certainly there was a transition. And even in the postseason, I didn't give him a whole lot of leash. And we also had a really talented bullpen, which we clearly leaned on and have talked about, a lot. But I think this year he's got true confidence for me that third time through at pitch 90, he feels that he's the best option. And so I think for me, that just gives me that confidence.
Gotta be.
He was unhittable.
He was.
At one point, aside from one home run.
Yeah.
Unhittable. I mean, he was throwing a fastball, splitter, changeup, curveball. I mean, he was throwing everything but the kitchen sink. And I liked how you've got this Dodger bullpen has been resting aside from a couple of days ago where they dang near gave up the lead when Snell pitched a masterful game. But as long as you can keep that Dodger bullpen in the bullpen, the better for this LA Dodgers team.
I'm with you on that. Today's replay rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call, 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, Lerner and Rowe, one call, that's all, 602-977-1900. The aforementioned Tim Kempton, Suns radio analyst. The preseason is over. We get ready for the real deal beginning Wednesday night. Timmy is coming up next. But first, let's get an ESPN 620 SportsCenter update. And here is CC.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 SportsCenter update. I'm Connor Collins. The Cardinals got a boost today as first-round pick Walter Nolan returned to practice, officially opening his window to come off a IR, as fellow defensive lineman Darius Robinson was spotted at practice as well. Star wideout Martin Harrison Jr. does remain in concussion protocol, and head coach Jonathan Gannon, when speaking Kyler Murray's status, says make sure he's healthy enough to play. We'll progress him along the week and see where he's at. Over at ASU, Kenny Dillingham says he feels good about quarterback Sam Levitt's health, but running back Tyson Brown is out until at least November 8th. And in baseball, the ALCS shifts to Seattle tonight with the Mariners up 2-0, sending George Kirby to the mound against Toronto's Shane Bieber for Game 3. We will kick it all off this Thursday night football from Twin Peaks and Scottsdale as the Steelers take on the Bengals. Pint specials at all 5 locations, and you can catch the action at your local Twin Peaks Lodge. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views. Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton next.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for our last Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Iowa State Saturday, November 1st. Join us at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. Watch all the games at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
At Crest Insurance, we believe great insurance starts with great relationships. For years, we've been protecting businesses, families, and futures with the care and expertise you deserve. Our team knows what it takes to provide personalized solutions for your needs. We're here to make insurance simple, reliable, and stress-free. Visit crestins.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
Ready, set, forward. Get the thrills, get the adventure, and get the savings during the first ever Brocktober. On now at Arizona's largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford. Lease a new 2025 Bronco Big Bend for only $399 a month for 36 months. Lease a new 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for only $299 a month for 36 months. Purchase a new 2025 F-150 STX Super Group for only $44,899. Plus, get 3.9 for 72 months financing. Don't miss the Brocktober savings. Shop and compare with no hassle, no pressure, and no nonsense at Arizona's most awarded Ford dealership for complete satisfaction, Sanderson Ford. Bronco offer requires $1,810 down. Bronco Sport requires $1,920 down. Both plus tax, title, license, and $499 doc. The OAC from Ford Credit. F-150 stock number 255360 with MSRP of $52,645. Offers expire 10/31.
Sanderson Ford.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
And then gets it back outside to Brea between the circles. Livers fakes like he's going to set a screen, and Brea brings the dribble to the right wing. Backs down on Bronny, steps back for a jumper that rims around and drops.
Nice play by Brea.
All right, thank you to Arizona Sports for that. Final preseason game last night ended in a W with the Suns. Tim Kempton is our guest. You can follow him on X. He called the game last night at Suns TK. That's at Suns TK. Timmy, welcome, pal. As always, the real deal begins next week. But Manuch and I want to know what it was like getting up at like 2:30 in the morning to go call a game, and were you awake? That's what we want to know.
And how much coffee was consumed?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big question. How alert was I? But yeah, kind of a different experience getting up that early to call a game. I'm impressed with all the Cisco drivers, the Amazon drivers, the guys going to work at that early in the morning. The amount of cars that were on the road. So I said, at least we got a little bit of an audience this morning.
Did you bring the donuts in for you and John? Did you have it all good to go?
No, I brought. John's not a big eater, believe it or not, when he's on air. He doesn't like eating. He doesn't eat a lot before the game, doesn't eat a lot at halftime. So, no, I didn't have to worry about that. It was all my own fixing. So I was good to go.
There you go. Tim Kempton is our guest on the right Toyota guest line. All right, preseason over. Now here comes the questions, Timmy. They have one roster spot available, meaning the Suns. In your estimation, who's played well enough to grab that, or can you make that determination yet?
Well, I think it's a little bit. It's still up in the air. I think they're going to, look at this week of practice as well. You know who really impressed me last night was Kobe Brea and his ball handling skills. Listen, the kid can shoot. I know he hasn't made a three yet in the preseason, but he can flat out shoot it. He showed a little bit of his mid-range game, but I was really impressed with his ball handling. He's obviously on a two-way. You look at Jordan Goodwin. He's another guy that's played extremely well. Last night, I mean, you just look at I just went blank on his name. Tell me, that 33 points.
That was our good. Well, 35 points was Butler, Jared Butler.
Yeah, thank you. Butler's played really well the whole preseason as well. So there's definitely a couple of guys that are looking to make this team and really doing a nice job. I say it's always great when the players put the pressure back on the coaches. Go out there and play well and really make it difficult for the coaches to come up with a roster who they're going to cut. The thing is, having the G League team is definitely something that is good. But, Jared Butler and Jordan Goodwin, NBA players for sure. So you would just release a guy like that if it came down to it for him to hook on with another team. But, I like this roster. I like the depth. Last night, not having one starter available, those guys getting down 15, I really like the discipline and the togetherness they showed. Jordan and Jared doing a great job with their leadership with those guys and staying within the system. Obviously Jared Butler had 35, but they came in the offense. It wasn't like he was forcing anything. They were all really good shots. He shot at a high percentage. So really tells you a lot about the coaching staff and this group of players that they've been working all along with the same goals, the same intentions in mind, because it looked like the starters were out there. They were doing the same things. Sure. They were executing their offense. They've been phenomenal on the defensive end, turning the teams over. And last night was no exception to that. That's something that Jordan Ott talked about in his pregame conversation, winning the possession battle. You guys know how many times did we lose the possession battle last year where we came out of games saying we got outshot by 30, it was like 81-50 or 100-70. And last night that was the Suns, 102 shots to 81 for the Lakers. So something that they've really stressed. And even when they went to those guys last night, they did an exceptional job in winning the possession battle.
Tim, you nailed it right there. I thought the same thing. Watch it. They looked urgently under control. Nobody panicked. It wasn't helter-skelter. You didn't have shots from 35, 40 feet away. These guys looked under control. So when you watch that game, I watched the same thing. I thought you nailed it right there. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think it's the buy-in. You always talk about the culture. It's the coaching staff, and those guys working with the group, with the guys top to bottom. So everybody's on the same page. So it's the willingness and the buy-in by the players, and it's the trust that the coaching staff has garnered from these players. Hey, these guys, we like what these guys are telling us. We're trusting what these guys are telling us. We're seeing early results from it, and we're getting good results from it. So, when the things they're telling you are giving the results that you want, there's a quick buy-in. But yeah, the overall, togetherness of the group in such a short time, considering that it's an entire new staff, it's basically a new roster, and everybody's buying in. That's a great sign going forward for the rest of the year.
Jimmy and I talked about this in the opening about what difference that I see with this Suns team, whether it's the varsity team playing or the JV team, whoever, is getting up and down the court. I mean, getting up and down the court and having their man covered. Guys aren't wide open. You aren't having to run out there, but it looked so much more committed on both sides of the ball than I've seen the last 3 years.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's the little tweaks that they've done, from the coaching staff. It's the guys like Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker holding these guys responsible, and the coaching staff holding them responsible in their practice sessions. So they're forming habits now. It's not like, oh yeah, my bad, and the coach goes, yeah, I know. No, they're being held accountable in practice. So now it's carrying over in the game for those things that you just talked about there. There's no guy saying, hey, my bad, I'll do it next time. No, you do it right this time. We do it right every time. It's not about your bad. We understand you're not playing a perfect game, but hustling and running alongside your defensive responsibility, communicating with another guy to say, hey, no, you get him, I got him. All those little things adding up to responsibility and coming to results. So you're not sitting there saying, oh, my bad, I'll get him next time. No, you get it right this time. If the guy makes a tough shot over a closeout, you can live with that. But just like you said, wide open looks in transition aren't being accepted by this group, by the coaching staff, and by the players. So everybody's being held accountable, and the results are showing.
Tim, it's interesting you talk about that. Then you talked about Dylan Brooks coming in. They did a story on him maybe about a week ago before you guys left the team left for China. So they had Dylan Brooks mic'd up for practice, and that was exactly what you said, what he was telling the guys. Get back, get over there. I mean, he's a Kathy Chatty, but he's physical, and he holds – I mean, you've been to a few practices, I'm sure. Is he like that nonstop at practice too?
Yeah, nonstop. That's Dylan Brooks. And that's the thing, probably the biggest thing that the Suns needed was a communicator on defense. And Dylan Brooks brings that pedigree with him. I mean, that's why it was such a big trade. You got two NBA starters, one guy that's an above average defender in Dylan Brooks. Jalen Green can get there with his steals and his quickness on the perimeter, but you have a guy that's his natural way of playing basketball, of communicating and holding guys responsible on the defensive end. It's something that he's done to find his niche in the NBA. Where can I stand out? You have so many guys, because let's face it, he's not a bad offensive player as well. We saw him, take guys in the mid post, be a scorer on the offensive end in the first 3 preseason games. But where he really excels and where he sets himself apart is that defensive end. Not only his play, but communicating and getting all the other guys on the floor in sync with him when they're out there.
You just referenced Jalen Green. He's out. The talk is he won't be available Wednesday. Can you update us at all on the injury and when the Suns believe he will be available to play?
Well, I do have good news. If we go forward this year, there's a lot more communication from the coaching staff, Jordan Ott and Brian Gregory. So they actually did. Last year, a lot of times you'd ask me a question, I'd say, fellas, I just don't know.
Remember.
But it is quite the turnaround. Jordan Ott and Brian Gregory, and it's been very, very open and communicative and not a big secret. And yes, Jalen Green will miss Wednesday. They're holding him out 10 days. They're going to evaluate him again. And again, this is something that they don't want to linger and carry on through the season, so they want to take care of it, make sure he's 100% from the get-go. So, yeah, he will not be in Wednesday's opening night, which is very disappointing because I don't think the kid's missed a game in the NBA since he's gotten drafted for Houston. I think he's played all 82 games in the regular season for this team. So really disappointing for him, especially coming over to a new team. You want that first impression. You want to be there with the guys that you've been working hard with in practice. So I know he's very disappointed.
Tim, watching that story on Dylan Brooks, I laughed. I had to think back to that 92-93 team you played on where it might have been either you or a Dan Marley. You all of a sudden you hear the, yo, Rook, get your ass back. I mean, you heard that a couple times. I love that. And I'm going, man, that's just like that 92-93 team getting all over folks going up and down those scrimmages.
Yeah, and it is. It's definitely welcomed. And guys actually appreciate it. When there's communication, and because there's sometimes you don't know. But if there's someone that everybody trusts on that end of the floor, and even if it's maybe the wrong matchup, but still he's talking to you and everybody else gets it. And now it may be a bad matchup, but at least you have a defender on someone, and it's not a wide open shot. It's not a free run to the basket. You have a defender there. So it is definitely appreciated when you have someone like that communicating, and especially someone that, is doing the work himself. He's a defender, and he's helping everybody else out on that end of the court.
Always good, pal, when you take time with us. Thank you, as always. We are very happy you recovered from those 2 early morning games you had to call.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of naps in there over the weekend. It was a very restful weekend after I got up those early times.
Thank you, Timmy. We'll
Thanks,
talk to you next week, pal. There you go.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, talk to you soon.
Okay, that's Tim Kempton, everybody. You can follow him on X, Suns TK. Again, Suns TK. And he is presented by our third watch party. It'll be Saturday, November 1st at the Desert Ridge location at Backyards. That's where we're going to be. And it's going to be a terrific matchup. The game played in beautiful Ames, Iowa. Iowa State hosting, you guessed it, ASU. It's going to be a rematch of the Big 12 championship game. By the way, Dos Equis stepping up even bigger than usual. We will have unbelievable amounts of giveaways. We're going to have pint specials. If Manuch is there, go grab him and he'll buy you one.
Thanks, Skippy.
Yep, there you go.
That Dos Equis will be on me.
You got it. Plus, at halftime, 25 people get a chance to roll for their chance to win $10,000, a big screen TV, or so much more. It's Dos Equis and Backyard. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We will be hanging out once again November 1st at the Desert Ridge location, Backyards. That's where the party is going to be to watch Iowa State and ASU. Hey, coming up next, it's On This Day and a little football at 50. We're hanging out right now at Venezia's Pizzeria in Gilbert, located at Cooper and Ray Road.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Hey, let's talk about your financial future. Paul Calvisi with Matt Dagas from Bright Wealth Management. As we know, the best football coaches, right? They make the best halftime adjustments, and that's a great analogy for people heading towards retirement.
It's perfect. And if you're 5 to 10 years out, it's time to stop playing offense and start protecting the lead.
All right, so what kind of adjustments should folks be thinking about?
Risk, taxes, income planning, healthcare, the things that didn't seem to matter when you were just saving. And we help people create a full strategy for the next phase of life.
And you're not just selling products, you're offering real planning.
Exactly. And if you want clarity on what the next chapter of your financial life looks like, give us a call at Bright Wealth Management, 844-726-9116, or visit us online at brightwm.com.
Again, halftime is a perfect time to get the plan right, and Matt's team can help. Call Bright Wealth Management today at 844-726-9116.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is for educational purposes only.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Wright Toyota On This Day report. Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Still a good crowd here at Venezia's. We will be here until 4 o'clock. We're at the Gilbert location at Cooper and Ray Road. And once again, we are here until 4. Manuch, let's do a little On This Day.
All right, 1969, the Miracle Mets completed one of the greatest turnarounds in sports history, beating the Orioles 5-3 to win the World Series. It's their first championship just 7 years after being an expansion team. They were horrible.
Yes.
Those first 6 years. To come back with Laz's Cubbies, 10 games up at the to overtake the Cubbies and win that National League East to go to the playoffs and the World Series. 1989, the 49ers, Joe Montana throws for 5 touchdowns against the Rams in a 30-27 win. A reminder why he's still the standard for clutch quarterbacking. This was one of the greatest endings of a game of all time.
No question.
1988, Kirk Gibson limped to the plate, hit the legendary pitch hit, walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series as the Dodgers beat the A's 5-4. In the year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened, close quote. Vince Scully.
Yes.
As he talks about that walk-off. Dennis Eckersley.
You got it.
The pitcher. that Kirk Gibson hit that off of. And then 2003, kind of a sad day.
I hate Cubs fans.
Yeah,
I hate Cubs
fans took their lowlessness.
They suck.
What's a good word?
Yeah.
Steve Bartman, infamous interference play in Game 6 of the NL Championship Series. Cubs collapse. Another Cubs collapse as the Marlins rally and history changes forever. They finally resolved, apologized to Bartman and the entire family. But what those fans did and how they treated that guy was inexplicable, horrible, was ridiculous.
They ran him out of town.
I hope everybody takes a good look at themselves in the face and says, look, it's a game, and technically had the right to catch up. He didn't reach out over.
No, he didn't.
Came in the stands.
He was doing what everybody else did in the stands. They all reached up.
Exactly. And then on that, they were still leading.
They were.
Yeah.
And the very next hitter hit a ground ball to the shortstop, and he booted it.
How's that?
So how come Cubs fans didn't run that guy out of town?
And the thing
Get
is,
the hell out of here.
Yeah. And the GOAT
suck.
The GOAT was doing so well. How easily they forget that error.
Yes.
And then they had another game
the
following day to win it all.
I'm with you.
And they got stomped.
That's why you stink.
That's our little that is our on this day, some great memories and not so great memories for the Cubs fans as the Cubs fans got drubbed in 69 and just a few short years ago in 2003. Hey, Cubs fans, put that in your pipe and smoke it for crying out loud.
Hey, look, we are hanging out here at Venezia's, but let me remind you quickly that Venezia's also offers catering. Yeah, you can order food for a crowd. Doesn't have to be a pain in the culo. That is butt, by the way, in Italian.
Italiano, sì, culo.
Yeah, see. Venezia's makes catering simple. No per head pricing, no stress, just great food that everybody really loves. Just tell your friends about it. By the way, you can feed as many mouths as you want because Venezia's, they'll take care of it with pizza, pasta, wings, and so much more and that you would like. Catering's available all day, every day. Just give us 24-hour notice. Save time, save dough, and make your next event deliciously easy. It is Venezia. Just text catering to 411-247. That's 411-247. Or you can email catering@venezias.com. That's catering@venezias.com. Manuch, let's do a little football.
All right, Connor, give me some of that good old football music, if you will. Well, the big question mark was Charles Leno Jr. retiring. He dedicates his decision to the late daughter. I did not realize that she had passed. Veteran offensive lineman announced his retirement this morning, via heartfelt message, explained that the tragic loss of his daughter shifted his priorities. He wants to commit full-time to his family. I can't imagine. Losing a daughter or young son and then trying to move on in your life. And rightfully so, he feels, hey, the best thing for me is they need me at home more than this team needs me. And you got to understand, all the fans, everybody say, hey, best of luck to this young man as he moves forward to try to heal from just a large wound. NFL viewership, Jimmy B, soars to a 15-year high. Yeah, through week 5, average viewership has hit the highest mark since 2010 with 18.58 million viewers per game.
Wow.
Per game. That's up 8% from 2024. The league's dominance on TV continues. I think, number one, with all this streaming, all the devices everybody has, and I think with the parity in the league.
That's a good point right there.
I think a lot of these fans go, hey, we got a chance to win now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of those teams that are even dominant, even the dominant teams that are undefeated or just one loss, the teams are playing, these NFL games, Jimmy B, are going down to the wire, or teams are within the last 5 minutes. Think of the Arizona Cardinals. They've lost the last 4, but they've been every game until, the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. So I think fans are going, you know what? We got a chance.
Yeah.
So, all right, even though we're on vacation, we're going here and there, we're going to go ahead and watch them, whether it be cable, over the air, your laptop, your cell phone, whatever. 18, that's dang near 19 million per game. Shows the National Football League and the owners some 20 years ago when they got this free agency developed because they wanted to create parity in the National Football League, has done it, and the proof is in the pudding with all the fans that are up 8% since last year at this time.
It is king. There is no question about that. It is one of the greatest reality shows on, well, I'll just say it. It is the greatest reality show ever on television. All right, now listen up. When we come back, hour number 2, it is our AmVets monthly segment. We're also going to do our campus quickies with ASU, U of A, and NAU. So that is going to be very interesting because ASU and U of A have big games coming up. NAU finally gets a bye. And it'll be our big-time player of the week. Guess where we are today? We are hanging out at Venezia's Pizzeria in Gilbert. We're here until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock today here at Venezia's. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620 on the FM dial, 98.7 HD-2, always streaming as well on the Arizona Sports app.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little lamp does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Looking for the center of activity? Welcome to the Hub Grill and Bar in Ahwatukee, where the community comes together for food, fun, and the big game. With wall-to-wall big screens, mouth-watering burgers, wings, and an incredible lineup of local and craft beers, the Hub is where every guest feels like a VIP. Find us at Ray Road and 50th Street in Ahwatukee. Open daily for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. The Hub Ahwatukee, your neighborhood center of activity.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football.
Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venezia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venezia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venezia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venezia's.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Looking for the center of activity? Welcome to the Hub Grill and Bar in Ahwatukee, where the community comes together for food, fun, and the big game. With wall-to-wall big screens, mouth-watering burgers, wings, and an incredible lineup of local and craft beers, the Hub is where every guest feels like a VIP. Find us at Ray Road and 50th Street in Ahwatukee. Open daily for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. The Hub Ahwatukee, your neighborhood center of activity.
It's time for this week's American Veterans Magazine report, celebrating and supporting America's veterans. Our veterans are nothing short of heroes, and we're grateful for their devotion to the United States. Now, today's hero on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy V on ESPN 620.
Welcome back in, everybody, as we continue to broadcast live today from Venezia's in Gilbert. They just got hit. Looks like a big group of kids just came in. There's probably maybe 60 or 70 of them right now.
They're being busy.
They're being busy, and there's going to be a lot of noise in this place. But it's always terrific when we do our AmVet segment. It's presented by American Veterans Magazine, celebrating and supporting Arizona veterans, Arizona's leading source for veterans news. Business directory includes free listing, veteran-owned businesses, veteran service organizations, and businesses that offer discounts to veterans. So here we go. The mayor of Star Valley, Bobby Davis, is our guest today. He served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1971 to 1977. Bobby, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you. Manuch and I both looked at each other. We want you to explain, how easy is it to get to Star Valley?
Do I need a helicopter, Bobby? What do I need here?
Well, you know, if you had a helicopter, you could just land anywhere. Just get on up here to Payson, Arizona. You know where Payson, Arizona is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If we're 4 miles just past Payson on Highway 260.
Okay.
And we're a little bedroom community for Payson itself. And we became a town back in 2005 over water.
So you're now the mayor. How many people are in Star Valley total there, Mayor?
We have, if you count the dogs and cats, we have about 3,500 citizens.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You know, you were so involved for so many years in the city of Payson.
Yeah.
You and your wife, your kids growing up. How does that happen? How do you incorporate? I know that Queen Creek's going through it right now. They're looking to become a town or a city. But how does somebody go, you know, we love it out here. Let's call it Star Valley because you can see the stars forever. How does this all come about? How'd you become mayor?
Well, we became a town in 2005 over water issues. They thought that one guy thought he was stealing water from the Star Valley, and everybody voted, and we made it a town. And I've lived here for 21 years, come up from the valley from Gilbert. And prior to that, I was in Texas. I'm a Texas boy. I grew up there. and before I joined the Marine Corps. And so, but becoming a town is easy. All you got to do is just fill out paperwork and hope you got the right ones to run it.
Well, and you were the economic development director for the city of Payson, so you got all this math and money thing down pat to just kind of hit the ground running. I would think. How much did that experience help you setting up the town of Star Valley?
Oh, it helped me a lot. Of course, it was set up before I became mayor, but I was living here in Star Valley and working for the town of Payson as economic development director, trying to bring businesses into Payson. And of course, I got on the council. And I was a councilman for 8 years, and then I've been a mayor going on 2 years. So I learned a lot working for the town of Payson because my job was also to support the council people. So I knew how to do that when I got on the council here. So that made it really nice to have that experience.
I can imagine, and we got Mayor Bobby Davis joining us here on the right side of guest sign. Bobby, the transition, it sounds like coming out of the Marines, as Jimmy alluded to, it seems like you transitioned fairly easily. I might be mistaken, but talk about that transition. And as far as Northern Arizona, city of Payson, have you had a chance to help some of the vets that are looking to transition to find jobs in that Payson area, Star Valley area?
Bobby, are you there? No,
we must have lost him.
Okay,
well, we'll try
to reconnect with him.
Connor, his number's on the sheet there. You can try to reconnect him with there. Here's the thing. I mean, you listen to him. How many years in the city of Payson? Economic development director, takes on this brand new town, incorporates it as a town, going back to 2005, and it seems like his transition was fine. And the question I asked him about those military people coming out of the military, their transition for a lot of them seems to be really a bit of a struggle. So I think those are some of the things that AmVets and the AmVets magazine can help them most with a lot of these guys and gals that are coming out of the armed services to make that move. And the other thing I find, Jimmy, is utilizing their skill sets that they had in the service to put it into the civilian area.
I'm with you. Maybe he should make a call since he is the mayor of Star Valley and say, hey, we need a better cell tower up here since we lost the connection with him. We're trying to get him back.
You got him back.
We got him? Okay, good deal.
You got it?
All right. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I said, since you're the mayor, make a call, mayor, and get a better cell tower.
Bobby, did you pay your Verizon bill this month? What happened?
I just went by and paid it. So, I made it by the hair. And, you were asking me about transition. Now, that's so important when a Marine gets out of service because you're so regimented. And, of course, I like that regiment. I like the feeling of having to know what I do before I need to do it. So, we also have a Marine Corps League up here. A bunch of old Marines get together and we help young Marines. And I'm the commandant of the Marine Corps League 928 up here in Payson. So we have a 84 member strong. We serve senior citizens. We also help with, young Marines getting out of the military. Matter of fact, I've got one at my house right now doing some painting. So just trying to help these guys get back into the swing of things and know that there's people out here that can help them.
It's interesting, Bobby, not that pro sports is like the military. You guys got your life on the line, but that regiment you talked about. I mean, for me, getting out of pro ball, for a lot of guys, you're so used to getting up and checking boxes 24/7 for so long. All of a sudden you wake up and you don't have that many boxes to check. You feel like, okay, what should I be doing, or I'm not doing enough? Is that what that transition is like for a lot of these men and women?
It is the same identical thing because, you're I'm not going to say you're in the spotlight, but the fact is, you when you go in the military, you sign that dotted line and, you're willing to sacrifice everything for it. So it takes a lot of dedication, and then to follow up with the Marines or other military organizations to make sure that we can control them and we know what's going on with these young guys to keep them on the right path. because the suicide rate for Marines is the highest in any branch of the service. It's over 6%. So we work really hard trying to keep that number way down.
Bobby, I understand. I saw that figure as well, and that was going to be my follow-up question. Around the country, do you talk with other people like yourself in trying to find ways to put together to make sure that suicide rate goes down?
Yes, sir. We do. As a matter of fact, we work with suicide prevention. The VA has the suicide hotline. They put a lot of work into that, and they continue to put a lot of work into it. That's when we go out and visit Marines in hospitals. We got a lot of old Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, Space Force. They're in, these old guys like myself are getting up in age, and they're getting to rest homes, and they're forgot about. So we try to work with them, and also any young Marine that comes out that's under PTSD. Of course, back when I was young, they call it kind of shell shock or something like that.
Yeah.
But that PTSD wasn't even a name back then. So, and and a lot of Marines are just real. They keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
They won't admit that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the anxiousness that's got to come about. That seems like trying to go from fourth gear to second gear or third gear to kind of gear down seems to be the biggest problem for a lot of those that have been prevented their suicide. Just learning how to get rid of the anxiousness, and on top of that, you talk about the PTSD.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, it's just, and most combat Marines or combat anybody has PTSD. You can get PTSD from a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be combat. So you still go through all the same feelings that you have, whether you're in combat or in support of the combat Marines. My job was I was over a sergeant in the supply side, so distribution logistics, getting the supplies to where my Marines could use all the equipment and the military, the ammunition, and everything else. So that's the other half of the military, just supporting the fighters.
All right, Bobby. So you're the mayor of Star Valley. If you ever want to give a key to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, we'd be more than glad to accept a key to the city of Star Valley. Just put it out there.
Well, come on up there. I'll go down to Ace Hardware and get you a key made right now.
Bobby, you're the best, pal. Thank you so much for your time and your dedication. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir, for your service.
Yep.
Thank you. And if you guys are ever up here, please stop in and say hello. We'd love to have you. You can tell everybody, we don't have the photo radar like we used to.
Hallelujah.
Good deal.
Yeah. And the reason why is because the senator got a ticket, and he didn't like that. So he made a law where you can't have photo radar on a state highway.
Yeah, and I got a warning. So just so you know,
Woo!
I got a warning. I call that the speed trap in the Payson area. That's what I call that. So
that's exactly right. Yeah, everybody still we haven't had those speed traps or the photo radar for 10 years, and I still get calls from a lot of buddies say, "Man, I didn't get a ticket this time." I said, "Yeah, we'll get you next time."
It's great to have you. Thank you, Bobby, for everything,
Mayor.
man. You have a great day.
Thank you very much.
There you go. That's Mayor Bobby Davis, Star Valley. That was great stuff.
I know exactly where those tickets were happening. It's coming out of Payson.
Yeah.
You're going, in a 55, 65, or whatever, and all of a sudden this guy appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one. The only thing that saved me from getting a ticket, I had my NFL alumni sticker on the back of my red Saab. He goes, "Well, I see you're part of the NFL alumni. Let's just slow it down. I'm just going to warn you this time." So,
wow.
Thank you, sir. I got Grandma Manuch in the car. I got my wife in the car. I'm like, Grandma's like, "Hey, Danny, you better slow down." I said, "I will." From there on out.
I will now. You got that right. Hey, look at Bobby was presented today by AmVets Magazine. It's the American Veterans Magazine, and they are celebrating and supporting Arizona veterans and Arizona's leading source for veterans news. They have a business directory That includes free listings for veteran-owned businesses, veteran service organizations, and businesses that offer discounts to veterans. And if you're up in the Star Valley area, there is no speed traps. Remember that. We thank once again to Bobby Davis, the mayor of Star Valley. He was absolutely terrific. We loved having him on. Hey, we want to remind you also that we will be at Twin Peaks Thursday. Manuch, where are we going to be?
In Scottsdale.
There you go. We'll be there for the Steelers-Bengals game tomorrow at Twin Peaks. We'll have pint specials at all 5 locations. Mark it on your calendar. We'll see you tomorrow at a Twin Peaks Lodge. It is Thursday night football. Steelers and Bengals make it Twin Peaks. All right, when we come back, well, Penn State fired their head football coach, James Franklin. Who are some of the candidates that the Nittany Lions are going to take a look at? Well, we'll have some of that information for you in our next segment. Once again, we are hanging out here at Venezia's real New York-style pizza right here in the Valley. Pizza, wings, subs, pasta. Bring your appetite. We are here at Cooper and Ray Road, the Gilbert location.
Looking for the center of activity? Welcome to the Hub Grill and Bar in Ahwatukee, where the community comes together for food, fun, and the big game. With wall-to-wall big screens, mouth-watering burgers, wings, and an incredible lineup of local and craft beers, the Hub is where every guest feels like a VIP. Find us at Ray Road and 50th Street in Ahwatukee. Open daily for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. The Hub Ahwatukee, your neighborhood center of activity.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rope is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rope is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rope is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rope is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venezia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venezia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venezia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venezia's.com.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em Contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming, Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Now back to the guys live from one of the 7 Valley Venezia's Pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
Hey, everybody, we are back here at Venezia's. It is packed. We had a kids group here.
Yeah,
Do you know who they are?
Yeah, it's from Camelback High School.
Okay.
They're called the Link Crew.
Okay.
And it's juniors and seniors that help the freshmen get acclimated to high school.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they're all here. There must be, I'm going to say 50 of them here.
60, yeah.
Yeah, they're in here. And I think they were down the street at Mesquite High School.
Okay.
Just talking about how a lot of these Link Crews or the upperclassmen help the freshmen get acclimated, how they get them involved, and all the different things they have. So got the Link Crew from Camelback High School hanging out here.
I need all the help I can get.
Knocking the pizza out. They got a huge tray of cookies out here.
Woo, doggy.
Laz, those are for the Link Crew now.
Yeah,
just make sure they get their cookies before you go diving into the world-famous Venezia's pizza cookies.
I'm just going to lay on top of it and suck it through my navel using osmosis.
They are the best chocolate chip macadamia nut cookies.
They are.
In the world, aside from the pizza, the baked ziti, the lasagna, and their homemade ranch dressing, which they sell. I've got like 3 bottles at the house.
Okay.
That I still use. Absolute best ranch dressing in town here at Venezia's Pizzeria.
There you go. All right, let's do a little college football. Of course, the big news came when James Franklin got the axe at Penn State. The Nittany Lions had lost 3 games in a row. I guess the thing that really set him over the edge was losing at home to Northwestern. Because after that took place, he was gone.
Were you surprised, Jimmy?
I
was.
I was. I thought I knew he was on thin ice, but I thought that they would wait until the end of the year. Now, obviously, they didn't. He's going to get like $49 million to walk away. I'd love to have a gig like that. So here is the athletic director. His name is Pat Kraft. And the expectations that he has for the next head football coach at Penn State.
Our next coach will be someone who embodies everything Penn State stands for: integrity, accountability, toughness, humility, and an elite motivator. We'll find a coach who can achieve excellence at the highest level, doing it with confidence and conviction. Recruiting will always be a pillar here. We want someone who will attract elite talent, retain players in the NIL era, and make Penn State a destination. This is also about the modern era of college football. Our next coach needs to be able to maximize elite level resources, attack the transfer portal, and develop at the highest level. This person has to fit Penn State. They need to represent the toughness, the blue-collar work ethic, and the class that defines this institution. We want someone who honors our tradition but isn't afraid to evolve, someone who understands the weight of we are and leads us forward with a vision of championships. The right coach will rebuild the unity and pride that defines this historic program. And they will ignite this fan base around a shared belief that we're capable of greatness and we're going to do it the right way. And we are the best program in the country. We have made significant investments in this program. We compete in the best conference in the country. And we have the best fans and alums in the country. With a renovated stadium on the horizon, I have nothing but confidence in our future and in our ability to attract an elite leader for our Penn State football program.
All right, don't ever tell me again that major college schools need money, because you just heard what he said. They're going to pay the coach they fired $49 million to leave, and they have invested $100 million in redoing their stadium. Don't come crying the blues about money, Penn State.
I think he really laid it out right there.
Yeah.
And there might have been a couple of shots across the bow.
It was.
At James Franklin. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, about expectations in reference to we expect championships because of all of what we've given you in order to get to that level.
All right, let's skip down because the number one candidate is Matt Rule, the head coach at Nebraska. He is tight with Pat Kraft. Kraft hired him at Temple. They have remained great friends. Rule went to Penn State, met his wife at Penn State. Here was Matt Rule getting asked the question about Penn State.
I love Penn State. Met my wife there. It's my alma mater. Fan since I was born. I think probably had a Penn State shirt when I was born. I love Pat Kraft.
All right, so he never said no, Manuch.
Wow, how many more accolades can you give Penn State and Pat Kraft versus you would have, if you're a Nebraska fan, you went,
yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm Matt Rule, I'm like, you know what, folks, Penn State's a great school, but my focus is with the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Go Big Red. I plan on being here the entire time. I think those are some of the things you look at with this.
All right, let's hear what he had to say then about that.
I came here for two reasons. I love the community here and wanted to live here, and I love it here. And I wanted to rebuild Nebraska football. And, Troy and I understand the steps that you need to take to make us Big Ten champions and national champions. This place is elite. And I want to be a great father, and I want to be a great college football coach. And so, I'm not going to talk a lot about job openings when they come. Maybe it's been a while here, but this is what happens when you win. I've dealt with it. We've won at Temple, and I dealt with it all the time. I've dealt with Baylor. I'm not going to talk about those things ever. I'm not going to talk about my contract here. I'm going to talk about me. But, I absolutely love it here.
I'm not going to talk about it, but I didn't absolutely shoot it down. There's no way I'm going to Penn State. You just heard inside. Love it here in Nebraska. And I think that's the funny thing that's there is like, hey, it's almost like I hear him say, my work is done here. It's time to move on. I almost kind of hear that.
Our last cut is Fran Brown. Now listen to this.
I mean, I'm working at Syracuse right now, so I don't really need to talk about that. If this wasn't where I wanted to be at right at the moment, would I be standing here at this moment? Nope. Yeah, so I'm just focused on that. I'm focused on being here. I'm locked in on coaching the players that I have here. This is where I work at. I think that's disrespectful to even bring that up and ask that. Like, what's the point asking that to make some media or me to say something opposite of it? Like, they hired me to come here and do a job to coach.
All right, that is Fran Brown. He is the head coach at Syracuse, and he has done a terrific job with the Orange Men. So it's so funny, the contrasting styles with what you heard.
The coach speak just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving Syracuse. I am here. You read my lips. I'm not leaving Syracuse. Hey, Matt Rule, any interest in Penn State? I am not leaving Nebraska. I am happy here. I didn't hear that from either one of those guys.
I didn't either. Hey, this portion of the program presented by our great partnership with Biggs American Bar and Grill. We're live there every Monday at Biggs in Peoria. It's P83 shopping area at 83rd Avenue and Bell. The show from 1 to 4. Then we hang around and we roll the jumbo dice for $10,000. Had a huge crowd last Monday night. It was terrific. Our next game on Monday, Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. There will be a lot of Seahawk fans at Biggs on Monday night. We will see you there. All right, a quick break. When we come back, it is indeed our Campus Quickies, Sun Devils, U of A, and the Lumberjacks. But Connor's got you updated on everything you need to know in sports. It is an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The Arizona Cardinals got a boost today. A first-round pick, Walter Nolan, returned to practice, officially opening up his window to come off of IR. Fellow defensive lineman Darius Robinson was also at practice, but star wideout Marvin Harrison Jr. remains in the concussion protocol, and Kyler Murray logged a limited status. This was Coach Gannon when asked about Kyler Murray's status. We want to make sure he's healthy enough to play. We'll progress him along this week and see where he's at. Over at ASU, Kenny Dillingham says he feels good about the quarterback Sam Levin's health, but running back Hyson Brown is going to be out until at least November 8th. And in baseball, you can catch ALCS as the Seattle Mariners are taking on the Toronto Blue Jays 2-0. And George Kirby is going to be taking the mound for Seattle with Shane Bieber up for Toronto. Coming up next is our Campus Quickies.
Craving sushi with a twist? Welcome to Rock Lobster, Chandler's vibrant and trendy sushi destination, where energy meets elegance. From bold wok-fired dishes to creative handcrafted rolls and cocktails, every bite brings the flavor. Every visit brings the vibe. Join us for lunch, dinner, or happy hour Monday through Friday, or even a date night. Find us at Price and Queen Creek in Ocotillo. That's Roc Lobster, where sushi gets social.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona, proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays, Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there. Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure, followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
All month long, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch, cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with vanilla ice cream and a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a Screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info. Exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We are at Venezia's in Gilbert. That's where you can find us. And it is time now for our Campus Quickies. Let's don't waste any time. Let's go to ASU.
At the Utah 3-yard line, as Sims again lines up under center. Hands off on the jet sweep. Tyson trying to turn the left corner. Tyson slips out of a tackle, slips into the end zone, and scores the Sun Devils' first touchdown of the game.
Thank you to Arizona Sports. By the way, that was the only highlight for ASU in that game where they just got totally blasted by Utah. So let us check in with Hod Rabino, Devil's Digest. You can find him on X at Devil's Digest. Hod, welcome. Before we kind of relive that disaster that took place in Salt Lake City, can you give us the update right now on Sam Levitt? I've seen all the videos circulating on X. Apparently, he's going to be ready to go. Is that true?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of optimism that he is going to be good to go. I think the most telling sign is that the bandage that he's had on his right foot all of last week's practices, as well as yesterday, was no longer there today. And Kenny Dillingham said after practice that he does feel good about Sam Levitt's chances. He did say there's 2 more days, obviously, to evaluate his status. But when the player availability report comes out tonight at 7, I would expect Sam Levitt at worst to be questionable rather than doubtful. So I think things are definitely looking good for Sam Levitt to return to action.
And as far as the running game is concerned, I heard Kanye Udo had he's sick. And then what's the status for Kyson Brown?
Yeah, Kyson Brown has basically been having a foot injury that has been dealing with ever since week 2. He injured it against Mississippi State on the road. He was dressed, looked like he was going to be ready to go against Utah, but ended up not playing. And I'm sure the wet turf conditions were probably part of the reasoning over there. But ASU felt that his condition is not good enough to come back this week or for the foreseeable future, according to Kenny Dillingham. So his status is up in the air. In terms of Kanye Udo, he was at practice yesterday, so the fact that he wasn't here today because of illness, I would say maybe on paper, does not preclude him from being available on Saturday, but definitely a thinner running back group at ASU's disposal, that's for sure.
And I don't mean this to be your banner health update for the Sun Devils here, but Coleman's out. Looks like Fiasu is out. What are they going to do with this offensive line, Hod?
Well, the offensive line, it's a really big question mark. I mean, right now you have redshirt freshman Wade Helton, who made his first ever collegiate start last week against Utah, probably slated to start on Saturday. And left guard Jamito Bigbo, who quite frankly has had a really rough season until now, and that was one reason why Ben Coleman moved to left guard last week. Looks like he's going to return to be the starter over there. To me, the offensive line right now is kind of shaky, if I'm being honest. Sure. I said last week that I felt that they are probably going to be the most consequential position group to either win or lose the game for Arizona State. And I think that does not change this week against a Texas Tech team who has improved their defensive line tenfold and then some since last year. So huge test for an offensive line that right now is playing with multiple reserves.
Hod, quickly on the Red Raiders. They are number 7 right now in the country. They have pretty much put the hurt on just about everybody. With what you just described from ASU and the injury updates. How do you see this game?
Well, I mean, I don't think chances are on ASU side, if I'm being honest. And I think it's just going to be some of those intangibles rather than the pure X's and O's in terms of playing on a home field, which Arizona State, going back to last year, has done very well and pulling out games from you-know-what if needed. So I think those are really going to be maybe the factors that might affect this game more than just straight X's and O's, because I do think Texas Tech is a more talented team. This might be overstating the obvious, but if ASU's physicality can be much better than it was against Utah, if they can really maybe not control the line of scrimmage 100%, but at least give Texas Tech a good fight. I mean, maybe ASU has the chances, but right now I would tend to go with Texas Tech at this game. Unless ASU can show me a whole different level of play, especially in the trenches that we did not see last week.
Always good, pal, when we catch up with you. Have a good day, Hod.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Hod Rabino, everybody at ASU. Let's go south to Tucson.
15 yards. But they're finding success with Craig. Deep drop for Fida. Taking a shot to the end zone. Chris Hudson. He's got it for 6.
Thank you to the U of A Sports Network. That means that Glenn Howell is our guest, the pregame show host, halftime and postgame show host. You can follow him on X at Glenn P. Howell. Glenn, welcome. One of the most entertaining games of the weekend was the BYU-Arizona game. Have you recovered from it? Because it was like a roller coaster. You were up, down, and it was nuts.
Hey, guys. Well, thanks a lot for having me on. I don't know if you guys knew, I was late for the post-game show because I was in the bathroom throwing up. Okay? it was just a sickening game that we should have won that game. It was unbelievable. A couple mistakes that just really just killed us. I was one of the guys in that camp that said that we should have went for 3 instead of on that 4th down that we had earlier in the game. It just was unbelievable. And then the last drive, I'm critical of the last drive too. I mean, we went conservative, man. I mean, it was like we were pounding the ball. Let's roll them out. All we need is one first down. We win that game. But we just got a little bit conservative, and we paid for it.
You know, I thought Chris Hudson, what a breakout game this young man had. 9 catches, 106 yards. But the thing with him, him and Hunter, you guys were, pumping the ball down the field. And it seemed like that second half, they kind of forced Fafita to keep everything underneath there, Glenn.
Yeah, I wish they would. I wish they would throw some stuff more underneath, Dan. Because we had some of those options, and just moving the chains. That's all we had to do. And I thought we got conservative. Our defense. We didn't play very good on the run. They pounded us on the run, but it wasn't like they were running. I'm looking at the film; they were just running zone, and they were just not. We were in the wrong place and with the wrong fit sometimes, and that's how they pounded us on the ground.
I want to follow up on that. I was a little surprised. I thought they would have done a better job with the Bear running the football as effectively as he did from the quarterback spot.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there too. I think that we made some wrong fits and made some wrong reads on those on the Bear run for the quarterback. And +1 football is always difficult. It is always difficult. So we got to get better this week. We got a quick turnaround. We got to play at 9:00 in the morning. But the good thing about that against Houston, we practice at 9:00 in the morning. So I'm all right with that. We got to get ready to go. And I don't know if the emotion of that game, they got to recover. And I hope they recovered about an hour after that one, because I was done for the weekend.
Glenn, we got about a minute here. In reference to Fafita, throwing interceptions in the red zone, what is he looking at? And those are huge. At the Iowa State game, this game, those are drive killers, which, to your point, could have beat this game. What is he looking at, and what's the cure-all for him not to throw picks in the red zone?
Well, I think Dan, personally, I think we need to have a better selection of plays in the red zone.
Okay.
I think that we're I don't think we're very good at play selection in the red zone. We're 23 of 28 in the red zone, but I think we just got to get better selection and try to get into the end zone. But some of the play selection, I just was like, okay, and who was like that before? Jed wasn't very good. He got better in the red zone, and now he is fantastic in the red zone. With his play selection. And I think that maybe Seth is going to hopefully get on that same path.
All right, so you got the Houston Cougars coming up in a road game. It's going to be fun. Early morning, but it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to watching. Thank you, Glenn, as always.
Bear down, guys.
There you go. That's Glenn Howell, everybody, U of A. Let's go to the mountain.
It's 1st and goal from the 4. Snap, Pennington, hands at the Gossett running left, and he's at the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Lumberjacks!
Great response from this NAU football team.
Well, they were in the game. Thank you to Mitch Strohman and NAU for that highlight. And then it kind of wore down again a little bit in the fourth quarter. Mitch is our guest right now. You can follow Mitch on X at Mitch Strohman. Mitch, welcome as always, pal. Break it down, because they were in this game the entire way until it got late in the game. Now, has that been something that has reared its ugly head? Hasn't that happened now the last 2 or 3 games?
It has, Jimmy B. It has. And your characterization of the game at number 6 UC Davis last Saturday is right on the money. We were only down a touchdown early in the fourth quarter, ended up losing the game 45-24. But here's the telling stat from that game, guys. Yeah, we were close in the fourth quarter. It got away from us in the fourth quarter, but really it got away from us in the entire second half. UC Davis had 7 offensive possessions in the second half, scored 5 touchdowns, fumbled the ball once, and then ended the game with the victory formation at 0s on the clock. and their 7th possession. That's not getting it done in the second half. And it's also a statement about right now, a kind of a problem on the defense, and that is not being able to stop the opponent when they're in the red zone. Here's the other one. For the entire season, NAU defensively in the red zone, when a team has gotten the ball in the red zone against us on defense, the entire season, we've never stopped a team from scoring. 100% success rate. 100%. That is a major point of emphasis during this bye week this week, guys, is kind of figuring out where's the boat leaking right now on the defense, especially in the red zone and especially in the second half of games.
All right, so Mitch, all that being said, and then this Caden Pinnock kid, this true freshman, he's kind of a dude, isn't he? Kind of a special guy in reference to so many teams wanted him, but he went to UC Davis because he wanted to play from the get-go. There really was no for these young men running and or throwing.
Yeah, and containing mobile quarterbacks like Pinnock for UC Davis has been an issue. We're getting that pressure, Manuch, up front. The pressure is getting into the pocket, but then we're losing leverage on both edges. And mobile quarterbacks have taken advantage of that. So the question is it schematically an issue?
Yeah.
Is it an issue with the positioning of the guys taking bad angles to the ball and not understanding that they've got to get that edge containment, especially with mobile quarterbacks? And like I said, they've got 2 weeks to figure that out before we go to Pocatello, Idaho, against another very mobile quarterback, where Idaho State University 2 Saturdays from now.
Mitch, I'll finish with this question, and that is, now Coach has been there a year and a half, so he's like changed the program, and he has also got it to a point where they are winning and competitive, and they have been ranked, but he doesn't have it yet to that top tier. Will that take place next year?
It could still take place this year. I don't throw in the towel quite yet. There's 5 games left to go in this season, including a big matchup on Halloween night in Flagstaff against a top 20 Idaho team. Guys, I mean, even if we go, say, 4-1 down that last 5-game stretch, I think we'll make the playoffs. Okay, I think we're in. There's if we win all those games, we're maybe even going to have a better seed than what I'm thinking otherwise. There's still time this season to find those gaps and plug them, but they've got to start now. The margin of error is thin here the rest of the way, but it's not. The season's far from over. This can still be a spectacular year and a postseason year. But there's no more margin of error, guys. It's got to happen now.
I got you. Thank you, Mitch. Have a great weekend.
All right, guys. Thank you. Go Jacks.
There you go. That is our Campus Quickies presented by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company, where your career can take off, and they are hiring right now. If you're looking for a new gig, you need to check out All City Towing. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. All right, when we come back, it's our big time player of the week. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, hanging out today at Venezia's in Gilbert.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Turner and Roach is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs! Right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for our last Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Iowa State Saturday, November 1st. Join us at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. Watch all the games at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back here at Venezia's. All the kids left. Do you have bad breath or something?
No, man.
Did you scare them off? What happened?
It was the Camelback. They call it the Connection Crew.
Yeah.
There must have been 60 of them here. And out here at Venezia's here at Ray Road Cooper.
Great.
They got slammed. But what a great job these juniors and seniors do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Connecting the incoming freshmen to the high school, getting them in the right direction. Where's the classroom? What sports do we have? What kind of extracurricular activities they have? They got it going on at their Camelback High School.
All right, let's get to our big-time player of the week. We didn't have to go very far because there was a certain pitcher on the mound last night for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He went 9 innings and closed out the game. Thank you to TBS.
It's the 0-2, and a swing and a miss, and Yoshi Yamamoto with his crown jewel as a Dodger. It is a complete game. He goes the distance, and the Dodgers win Game 2 by a score of 5-1.
Yoshi was dealing.
He was.
He pitched a complete game as he goes 9 innings. Oh, my gosh, 9 innings. A major league pitcher going 9 innings. Let me read that again one more time.
Yeah, 9 innings?
9 innings. Gave up only 1 run, only 3 hits and 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk in that 5-1 win over the Brewers in Milwaukee. One of the best performances. He and Snell, back-to-back performances for this Dodgers team and keeping the bullpen at bay. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
There you go.
Getting it all done for the L.A. Dodgers.
And he is our big-time player. It's all presented by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. We are there always on Mondays, 1 to 4 with the show. And then we hang out for Monday night football. It'll be a terrific game. Houston against Seattle. You know there'll be a lot of Seahawk fans there. And you get a chance to roll the jumbo dice at halftime for $10,000. You heard me. How much, Manu?
$10,000.
There you go. We'll see you Monday. We will be at Biggs, P83 in Peoria at 83rd and also Bell Road. Let's do a little football at 50 right now.
All right, Connor, give me some of that love back, that little NFL sound. Well, we talk about the Big 12. We're talking about ASU, Iowa State. Don't look now, but Cincinnati, the Bearcats, they strung together a 5-game winning streak led by quarterback Brendan Sorsby and linebacker Jake Galday. Now, we saw them upset Iowa State. Iowa State's lost, 2 out of the last 3?
They have.
And you watch that game, and a lot of us said, hey, heads up. Scott Spreitzer of DocSports.com, who joins us every Friday at 2:30, he was impressed with what he's seen. And a matter of fact, I believe Iowa State was the dog in that. He took Cincinnati.
He did.
He came across with that. Since the Bearcats really making a run in reference to that Big 12 championship. Now, we talked about Texas Tech, and their quarterback may or may not play. He'll be a game-time decision. But their freshman quarterback, who's definitely been balling out, is a young man with their running game, the way he runs, and the way that he throws the football is going to be another contention for ASU. $5 million, Jimmy B.
Okay.
That's a donation from David and Nicole Tepper Foundation to the University of South Carolina to bolster an existing scholarship fund and strengthen the school's sports management program. Now, think about that. We saw a $300 million donation from KU.
Yes.
We saw over $50 million from Campbell from Texas Tech. So a lot of the alumni for this particular group, David and Nicole Tepper, from the foundation, they've incorporated another $5 million. Sports management program, main reason being we're seeing general managers, athletic directors, sports information people that need somebody to handle the portal, need to handle the NIL information, and all the things that they're going to need. So this infusion will help educate a lot of those individuals coming out of school and for those getting their master's and doctorate.
There you go, football at 50. It's presented by Venezia's Catering. That's right. Venezia does offer up catering. Just contact them 24 hours in advance. Save time, save dough. Make your next event deliciously easy with Venezia's. Here's all you have to do. Text catering to 411-247, 411-247, or you can email catering@venezias.com. Again, that's catering@venezias.com, and you can order today. All right, when we come back here at Venezia's in Gilbert, former Cardinal defensive tackle Michael Bankston is going to be our guest. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7, HD-2 on the FM dial.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diet, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Ready, set, forward.
Get the thrills, get the adventure, and get the savings during the first ever Brocktober. On now at Arizona's largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford. Lease a new 2025 Bronco Big Bend for only $399 a month for 36 months. Lease a new 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for only $299 a month for 36 months. Purchase a new 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew for only $44,899. Plus, get 3.9 for 72 months financing. Don't miss the Brocktober savings. Shop and compare with no hassle, no pressure, and no nonsense at Arizona's most awarded Ford dealership for complete satisfaction, Sanderson Ford. Bronco offer requires $1,810 down. Bronco Sport requires $1,920 down. Both plus tax, title, license, and $499 doc. The OAC from Ford Credit. F-150 stock number 255360 with MSRP of $52,645. Offers expire 10/31.
Sanderson Ford. KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a record need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, final hour. Don't all stand up and applaud all at once. You can't get rid of us that easy. We are here until 4 o'clock. Manuch, where are we?
We are at Venezia's Pizzeria in Gilbert, northeast corner of Cooper and Ray Road.
Yep.
My old stomping grounds. Used to live in the islands for many, many years. Love it out here.
Okay.
And they got they got 7 Valley locations to serve you. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing I wanted to throw out there's a couple things. The Wednesday special 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. That's a savings, folks, over $5 per pizza.
I like
also, the Italian Stallion specials going well.
Yeah.
The Italian Stallion. Now, every Wednesday, and Monday and Wednesday is the Italian Stallion. Also, they are the official pizza sponsor of ASU Athletics. So you're out there at Mountain West Stadium, Frank Kush Field. They've got kiosks on the, I think it's a second
level.
Yeah,
there.
second level there.
Yeah.
They got plenty of kiosks. So you've got plenty of Venezia's Pizzeria. By the way, did I mention how the outstanding lasagna, the baked ziti, the salads, the ranch dressing, homemade ranch dressing, which they sell. And how about the cookies? Absolutely the best cookies in town. And not to mention the newly added vegan dilly. Ooh. Same great taste with our signature plant-based seasoned cheese and olive oil. All that going on at Venezia's Pizzeria.
You know, it's funny because it took me a while to figure out why Manuch always wanted to do the Venezias on Wednesday. The light bulb finally went on for me. It's because the Italian Stallion is always featured on Wednesday.
That's right. Dominic named it after myself and Roc. Yeah, they've been a sponsor of ours. I want to say Venezia's been a sponsor of ours from day one.
Long time.
So just over 21 years, Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B. What'd you add? Was it 5 years ago? 6 years ago?
You've been stuck with me for quite a while.
Stop, start there for a couple years.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back,
You
Jimmy
hated
B.
me.
Got to say that just because Roc told me to. And on top of everything else, they've been a very loyal sponsor. We appreciate the folks at Venezia's Pizzeria. Did I mention they got 7 Valley locations?
Great.
Now?
They're great. Great stuff. All right, let's get into a little ASU because all of the talk was what took place last Saturday.
Or what didn't take place.
Well, that too, in Salt Lake City, where they just got blasted. A deplorable display of college football by ASU. Granted, they did not have their star quarterback. He was out with a foot injury. They did nothing with Jess Sims, and it was Utah just making Swiss cheese out of ASU's defense. So things do not get any easier. In fact, they may even be more difficult. However, the good news is Sam Levitt is practicing. We had Hod Rabino on during our Campus Quickies segment. He indicated that the brace that Levitt had on is gone, and he is up to speed. And Hod says, I expect him to play against Texas Tech.
Yeah, and they're going to have to really rely on their running game. And you just hope that Sam is able to move around 100% and not 90 or 95%, because, as you mentioned, Jimmy B., this Texas Tech team is just loaded.
They are.
The one thing that Hod brought up, you brought up, and we look at, folks, when you look at Texas Tech this weekend, if you have not watched them play, and I watched them a little bit against KU last week, this is a big, physical, fast team. And I think you alluded to it, Jimmy B. It's very much a Big Ten-looking team.
Yes.
The size, the speed. But the one thing that they have is defensively, they're shutting people down. I mean, you look at Jaden Daniels, one of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12 at KU.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that can run the ball, right?
Yeah.
They shut him down. He had minus 40 yards rushing.
Wow.
He only had 272 yards passing. He had the 2 touchdown passes. But when you watch Texas Tech, they control the clock. This Cameron Dickey kid, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
21 carries, 263 yards.
Wow.
12.5 yard average per carry. And KU, supposedly, now they're supposed to have a good defense, good front seven. To your point, they went through the KU defense like Swiss cheese.
They did.
I mean, they hammered KU in this game. And when you watch, KU, this particular game, even though it was a home game there in Lubbock, Texas, this team was fired up. They feel they've got something going, which they do. 7th ranked team in the nation, 6-0. But the way they run the ball, 372 yards rushing, and I think that's the difference. Now, if Baron Morton doesn't play, this Will Hammond kid, this freshman they have as backup,
yes,
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't have to throw it much, but he can also run. So he's the second leading rusher, 61 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. So he's very, I would say, adept on his feet.
I'd say he's comfortable in that offense as a freshman.
He is. He really is. It's interesting because with Morton, this is the second time he's gone down. He went down versus Utah, and Hammond came in that Utah game, and they blew the doors out of Utah in the second half.
They did.
So last week against KU, Morton goes down, and Hammond comes in. They don't miss a beat. Now, when you can rush for 372 yards a game, that helps a young quarterback in reference to some of the things that will help him along. But I just look at this defense, and you go, okay, if they hold KU's rushing to just 47 yards, they allow 272 yards passing. They look at the turnovers. They basically had 1 turnover. They created a fumble. They created 4 fumbles, and they got 1, which tells me that this team, they wrap up on you, and they're looking to strip the ball. Heads up, ASU running backs.
Yeah.
They will look to strip the ball and get that turnover, and that's the one thing that Texas Tech does. It's a fast, quick, physically active defense that goes after the football.
All right, put your coaching hat on for me right now and answer me this. If you are ASU, you do have some limitations on your defensive side that have truly been exposed. So, if you're Kenny Dillingham, you're caught between a rock and a hard spot. At least that's the way I look at it. Do you stack the line to try to shut down their run, or at least so they don't break off big chunks of yardage? Or do you just try to go with your set defense and then try to defend the pass?
Pick your poison.
Okay.
I really believe that. I mean, for Brian Ward as a defensive coordinator for ASU, it's really, you talk about a challenge, and your phrase there in reference to them being banged up. This ASU defense we saw against Utah, I'm going to say it was a very listless effort.
They got
from
gashed.
this defense. They got gashed. They missed a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
They had a lot of missed assignments. There's a lot of bad pursuit, over pursuit. We talked about Boogie Wilson twice on 4th and 2. He's got inside contained. Devin Dampier, he's got to stay in. Devin Dampier gets to the outside. He's got to force him to the outside. He overruns the play. Dampier cuts back inside, gets 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Gets 3. So discipline with your run defense. Going to have to put pressure, whether it's Hammond or Dickey. But guess what? They've got side adjust. They got the hot routes.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing with this offense, The offense has always been there at Texas Tech. The only ingredient that was there was they focused on the portal, was the defense. They got the NIL right. They're known nationally. They're paying players exorbitantly at Texas Tech. But guess what? Pardon the pun. It's paying off for this team who's now 6-0.
Yep.
And they don't just punch in the mouth, Jimmy. They punch in the mouth early on in the game. Like they scored 18 points. They came right back from the get-go on KU. But guess what? There was a lull. KU got close and got 17 points in that second quarter.
They did.
It was 21-17 at half. So they are vulnerable with big plays. It's just a matter of, can you keep up with the Joneses? Can you get into a fast break game? It reminds me of, I'm going to say UNLV.
Okay.
Going up and down the court.
Okay. Their basketball team.
Yeah. Just that the fast-paced,
yep.
fast break offense that Tech has. Can you keep up with that pace, or can you slow the game down with your running game and keep that offense off the field?
Are you telling me that ASU, in your estimation, will have to score, let me think here, in order to have a chance to win, at least 28 points?
I would say at least 32 points.
Wow.
Yeah, 28-32. Now, you can control that narrative, control the running game, control the clock, slow the game down. Don't worry about getting into your hurry up. Just get the long drive. But here's the problem, Jimmy B. This offensive line for ASU is banged up.
Yep.
And you got Coleman is out. You've got other guys banged up. You got the one kid that's coming at left guard. He really struggled. So for, Coach Arroyo to have a game plan, offensive game plan as the offensive coordinator, you're going to have to go deep, but don't panic.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it done. But Sam Levitt in this running game and Jordan Tyson are going to have to play the game of the season against Texas Tech.
I'm with you on that. They are going to have to be absolutely exceptional for ASU to have a chance to beat Texas Tech. Hey, listen, this portion of the program powered by Alien Air Conditioning and Heating. Now, when your AC feels like it's from another planet, call the crew that's keeping space cool at Alien Air Conditioning and Heating. We deliver out-of-this-world comfort with fast, honest service and no surprise pricing. Whether it's repairs, tune-ups, or a full system replacement, or you just want to make sure your heater is ready for cold nights, Alien Air's trusted techs are ready to land at your doorstep. Here's all you have to do. Visit alienairconditioning.com, or you can call them 602-824-9494. 602-824-9494. That's Alien Air Conditioning, keeping space cool. All right, when we come back, we're going to break down the Suns preseason as the regular NBA season begins next week. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for our last Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Iowa State Saturday, November 1st. Join us at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. Watch all the games at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Road is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Turner and Road is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Hey, when it's time to ride, Arizona, time to tackle all the AZ has to offer. You know what's made for the desert, a Bronco or Bronco Sport at our Desert Ford dealers. Yep, Paul Calvise here. Take that 2025 Ford Bronco, engineered to dominate. The Bronco off-road racing legacy, it's made on meticulous design, merciless testing, from rock crawling showdowns to grueling desert courses. It is Ford performance at its best. Even better, right now, get $399 a month for 36 months on a red carpet lease with $2,709 cash due at signing. Plus, Jeep owners get $2,000 cash back when you lease a 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend SUV. Or check out the Bronco Sport, because right now get $299 a month for 36 months on a red carpet lease with $2,219 cash due at signing. Plus, Jeep owners get $1,000 cash back when you lease a 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend SUV. Both exclude taxes, titles, and license fees. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Let's get back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B now on ESPN 620.
The 2. This is now a 20-7 Suns run as Reeves gets it poked loose by Huntley. Another steal. That's his third. Ahead to Brea in transition. He gives to Butler. Lobs, delivers for the jam time. Great ball movement by the Suns. And this game is tied. They come all the way down from down 15 in the quarter.
All right, thank you to Arizona Sports. That was the game last night. The Suns and Lakers. Suns won. The final preseason game of the season for the Phoenix Suns. A couple other teams will play tonight and tomorrow. The regular season begins for the NBA Tuesday. The Suns will open up on Wednesday. Manuch, let's kind of jump onto this a little bit. I watched some of that game last night. I had interest in trying to see some of the Suns' younger players and if indeed they could be contributors. My other interest, of course, was Luka Doncic. That was the first preseason game that he has participated in. He's the real deal. He had 25 points in about 16 minutes, and then he didn't play anymore. So from the standpoint of the Suns, the takeaway that I got was that I see the pace is a little faster than what we saw the last 2 years. I also felt that the ball movement around the perimeter was executed better as well. What did you see?
You know, to that point, excuse me, I think that the spacing, ball movement, guys getting back on defense, they just look more organized to me. I mean, whether you got all of the, the backups or G League guys playing, or whoever, they just look more organized. They look more disciplined. Guys weren't out of position. They were rebounding. When you look at this game, you had 38 rebounds even though they got rebounded 49-38. It just, I don't know. It's just hard to put your finger on defensively, offensively, the ball movement. And I think when you look at the guys at Malawatch, him getting the ball down low, kicking it out, there just seemed to be more organization to it. And then to be down by 15, come back and tie it, and then take the lead. They had that run in them. They had that push in them.
Yeah.
And I think those are some things that are some of the things very noticeable, whether it's preseason, but just spacing and just organization on both sides of the ball.
Okay. That brings us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And before your house springs a leak, well, you better call State 48 Roofing. They are Arizona's #1 referred roofer. And all you have to do is just go online, state48roofing.com, or you can just call them direct and say, hey, I need help. They will help you. 480-268-4509. That's 480-268-4509. Here is our question today. With the Suns season opener next week, how many games do you believe they will win this upcoming season? You have 4 options: 1, 25-30, 2, 31-35, 3, 36-40. That's where I went. And 4, 41 plus. Manuch, where were you on
You
this?
know, when I was debating with myself, my wife's going, what's going on in there?
You're talking to yourself again?
I was going between 36 and 40 and 41 plus games.
Yeah. Well, you're the fan. You are the hardcore fan.
My heart says 41 plus games. My head says, you know what, Manuch? Let's pump those brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
New coach, a lot of new teammates, organization. I said 36-40. That's the box I checked. Now, I hope it's 41 plus games. And I really feel, Jimmy, they could be battling for that play-in game, if not that 10th playoff spot overall. I would hope, but I think that with a lot of new players, staying healthy, Devin Booker, whether he's the point guard or shooting guard, whatever, I think just guys getting used to one another. And I think when the real ammo starts to fly, I'm not worried about them defensively. I think that'll all work itself out. It's just the rotations, the offense of keeping up with the Joneses offensively with the top-tier teams in the West. I think that's going to be, we'll know here, I think within the next month to 2 months. And I really believe by right around Christmas time, which, by the way, folks, first time in 90 years, the Suns aren't playing on Christmas Day.
Right.
Which is always a tradition because I always had some good teams or good players. But I really believe by right around Christmas time, we'll really see what the Suns teams looks like, then tweak it. Then maybe by the end of January, whether they got a good shot at the playoffs or not.
All right. Here is the new head coach. That is Jordan Hod, everybody. Talking about how he perceived his game last night because it was a victory over the Lakers.
Talked about it, before the game, even in here. It's just you never know how the season's going to go. I've had before games be canceled, rescheduled, go across the country on a back-to-back. You never know. So just our group is not going to make an excuse. Just go out and compete and see what happens.
That's refreshing.
I love that.
That's refreshing.
Compete. And how about a head coach talking to the media?
Even better.
Hey, Coach Bud, where you at? Shouldn't he be out here talking to us?
He's in Cancun.
I really believe that his message, not that it has to browbeat anybody, he really doesn't.
No.
But it's pretty much, if we're going to win, guys, we got to be hard-nosed basketball. And as I mentioned earlier, you're watching that little special they had on Dylan Brooks. It was either Channel 12 or Channel 10, really shown that this guy is all business. And when you have a guy like he and Devin Booker and some of the other guys that are dialed in, and even your young guys like Iguodala and Book and on and done, that's time to go.
Yeah.
There's no more hanging out. And you know what? To Jordan Knotts, there's no excuses. We're here. This is who we are. We're not rebuilding. We're looking to go ahead and try to vie for the playoffs.
More with the head coach now discussing younger players getting big-time minutes.
Great experience. Some of those guys have been working all summer that we've added to our roster. Some of those guys have been working all summer from Summer League. We talked about it again pregame, just finding the excitement from the crowd to be here, out in front, enjoy the moment. Specifically Nigel, who's had a long path to get back to the NBA, and even Isaiah Livers, he was out for 18, 19, 20 months. And to see him go out there and play the game that he's always grown up doing, that's fun. And that's fun for our group. If you could see him right now in the post-game locker room, just his appreciation for his journey back to now being in the game, playing meaningful minutes. Being out there helping a team win.
Yeah, you look at Hayes Davis. Been around a long time. He's 30, 31 years old now.
Out of Wisconsin. He was touted at the time when he came out as a top prospect.
And I didn't even realize Livers was still around. I mean, you look at this team. They came in with 20, 21 players into camp. Now, they'll break camp with 15? Somewhere in there. But I think that the thing that watching Maluach and Fleming, now from the Summer League, it's like night and day.
Right.
I mean, they look like they belong. They understand the offense. They get up and down the court. They position themselves. And then for Maluach to hit the three, I mean, that was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to see these guys get in there and to realize they're going to have limited amount of playing time. So whether they're in the G League or they roll off the bench, whatever that is. But I got to believe that Jordan Knott has his got his 9 down pat. And he likes to go right around 8 to 9.
He does.
In a rotation. He's admitted that.
Yep.
Because he wants to make sure they're just as strong at the end of a game as they're at the beginning of the game. So not that he's a minute monitor. He just wants to make sure guys are just as strong in that first quarter as they are in the fourth quarter.
Manuch, I'm going to be really interested in this season because it's going to be a totally different season than what we had seen over the past 2 or 3 years. It's not even going to resemble at all what fans went through at least the past couple of years. It's not even going to be close. Now, they may not have a winning record at the end of it, but I just think that it'll be entertaining and interesting to see how this team
You know
plays.
what? I feel as a Suns fan, since day one.
Is this your Sun hat now?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But I will say this. I can sense, I can see, and you get the feeling that these guys are bought in to what Jordan Ott and what this organization wants them to do. I think the roles are defined. Here's your role. Here's where we need you. Here's the accountability. And if there's one thing about Dylan Brooks, I know I keep harping on him, but if there's one area they brought him in for, not only for his prowess on defense, and he can score.
Oh, he can
He's
score.
a good athlete.
Yeah.
Is the accountability factor. And you know what also I think? That takes some of that pressure off of Booker to pretty much, you can be the leader. But I mean, as far as that good cop, bad cop.
Okay.
I think Book will be, all right, just follow me, watch me. Hey, Dylan, we got an issue over here. Go take care of it. You see what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
But I think his actions at practice, everybody's actions seem to be, all right, this is the focus. Now, can you keep that focus and no toxicity that popped out the last couple of years?
Sure did.
Rears its ugly head. But this is a different makeup and a different culture.
All right. By the way, no Jalen Green next week. He is still out with the injury, and he will not be in uniform coming
He
Wednesday.
re-aggravated the hamstring.
The hamstring.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, if you're looking for a great place to go in Ahwatukee, go to one of my favorite spots. It's the Hub Grill and Bar at Ray Road and 50th. Food, friends, big-time games on televisions everywhere. Non-stop energy, wall-to-wall TVs, and a menu packed with local favorites. It's the Hub, your neighborhood hangout for every occasion. All right, when we come back, we are going to go back to the Cardinals. They have a date with the Green Bay Packers this coming weekend. Former Cardinals defensive lineman Michael Bankston will be our guest. Right now, time for an ESPN 620 Sports Center update. Here's Connor.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. The Arizona Cardinals got a boost today as first-round pick Walter Nolan returned to practice, officially opening his window to come off a IR. Fellow defensive lineman Darius Robin was also at practice, but star wideout receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. remains out with the concussion protocol. Head coach Jonathan Gannon, when speaking on Kyler Murray's status this morning, said he'll make sure he's healthy enough to play. We'll progress him along this week, and we'll see where he's at. He did log a limited practice today. Over at ASU, Kenny Dillingham says he feels good about quarterback Sam Levin's health, but running back Kyson Brown is expected to be out until at least November 8th. And in baseball, the ALCS shifts to Seattle tonight with the Mariners up 2-0, sending George Kirby to the mound against Toronto's Shane Bieber for Game 3. This Sports Center update is driven by Twin Peaks, and this Thursday Steelers at Bengals game we kick it all off, and we're going to be having pint specials at all 5 locations.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text Peaks to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
dreams.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Looking for the center of activity? Welcome to the Hub Grill and Bar in Ahwatukee, where the community comes together for food, fun, and the big game. With wall-to-wall big screens, mouth-watering burgers, wings, and an incredible lineup of local and craft beers, the Hub is where every guest feels like a VIP. Find us at Ray Road and 50th Street in Ahwatukee. Open daily for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. The Hub Ahwatukee, your neighborhood center of activity.
Do you suffer from out-of-this-world electric bills? Do you have cosmic dust in your home? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Is your air conditioner making celestial noises? Is it just not keeping up? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Right now, there's $1,000 in utility rebates to reseal your ductwork and add insulation. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Mention this radio ad and you will get a heating checkup for $39.95. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Everything's a little better when it's super. Heroes, markets, sized, and of course, checks. A super check gives you an in-depth review of your current insurance coverage with a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent, no matter who your insurance provider is. That's super cool. Talk to a Farm Bureau agent to make sure you're properly covered at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
He's a proud Sam Houston State alum who played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Bengals and Cardinals. Ranked number 62 on the Arizona Republic's top 100 all-time Cardinal players. A great follow on Twitter X at BigBank90. Michael Bankston now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're hanging out here at Venezia's Gilbert. We've got another half hour here. Michael Bankston's going to join us momentarily. We're going to dive into the Cardinals. What is the first question that you want to ask Banks when we hook up?
Where's the accountability for the defense on final drives? You look at 4 games in a row, final drives by the opponent. You've got the lead. They come down. The Colts did it. Look at all those 4 losses. It's been the final drive by the defense of the opposing team. And right after the final drive by the offense, which was new this last week, that Jacoby Brissett could take that Cardinals team down the field and have the chance to get that game-winning score to no avail. But where's the accountability for that defense that this Cardinals team has gone 4 games in a row with the final drive of the opponents to go down and score?
All right, Banks joins us right now. It's always good when we have a chance to get him on. You can find him on X at BigBank90. That's at BigBank90. Manuch has the beginning question, and it's a dandy, Bank, so get ready. Here we go.
You might have heard that coming in is everybody maligns the offense. I think the offense, that's the best. I've seen that offense in probably 2 years, but the one constant has been the lack of this defense to get the stops on the final drive by the opponent. And I don't understand, Banks. I mean, I know guys are a little tired gas, but it just seems like it's always the common denominator is no D for that final drive by the opponents.
No, I have to agree with you. I mean, it's been a mainstay. You can see that with losing those games, they've been able to have 3 walk-off field goals to win the 3 previous game, and then of course you let Daniel Jones go down there and score a touchdown. We didn't make a play. Somebody on the field, offense. D-line, linebacker, secondary. Somebody has to make a play, and that hasn't been happening. I'm not sure they gas. I mean, I think that rotation, besides the linebackers and the secondary, somebody get hurt their rotation on the line. I think they should be having fresh guys in there, to be quite frank. They're just not making plays when they need to make plays and not completing the games that they need to complete. Because it still go both ways. I mean, defense, but I go the other side of that. You got to extend drives, keep your defense off the field, run some time off the clock. It goes both ways when you look at it. Is a play here and there when you look at these games that if it went in our favor, if we made the play, we would have been, we would have got the W. But unfortunately, for 4 games straight, we are not able to make a play. And
well, here's your point, Banks. Third down efficiency, the best, which Jacoby said 9 for 14, and they had the ball, the offense, 32 minutes. The offense did their job. They did their job and then some. To your point, hey, they did the job. The defense sit out the field. So you would have thought with their rotation and only seeing the Colts have the ball 27 minutes that they'd have been good to go. But again, they once failed. So you can't blame the offense for not keeping them off the field, that being their defense.
Well, I mean, and I'm a defensive player, and like I said, defense win championships at the end of the day. And right now, we're not at that level, but we still wasn't running the ball well enough on the offensive side of the ball. That those are the type of plays, especially in the third and fourth quarter when you're trying to climb up the clock. But offense did play real well. Jacoby Brissett with 320 yards. We haven't seen that production in a minute. 2 touchdowns, unfortunately, an interception, but he was moving the ball total of 400 yards, total offense. Yeah, I agree with you. Putting points on the board, yes, I agree with you. Defense, yes, we got to step it up. I've seen Calais get back there a few times, Josh Sweat, but it's not consistent enough, especially on the blitzes, especially on the plays that need to be made. When you call a play and your name is called, you got to go out there with the mindset of making those plays. Unfortunately, we're not doing it collectively on defense because there's all 11 of us responsible for it. So collectively, we're not doing it on defense. I'm sure the defensive coordinator is making a statement about that, and probably that's one of the focal points, but it should have been a focal point this whole time. You can see that this has been happening. We'll see what time it is. I know they had to make some roster moves with some more injuries. We'll see if they brought up some better players.
Banks, you played the game for a long time. You went through a lot in your NFL career. My question to you is, after what Jacoby Brissett did, and then Drew Pensing, the offensive coordinator, came out and indicated, well, either quarterback could have done that. Manuch blew a gasket on the air because he's not convinced Kyler could have done what Brissett did. So my question is, in the locker room, is there already a divide or not yet?
Okay, let me just be real. Okay. I believe so. I think Jacoby has, with his leadership ability and his leadership ability, just going out there playing, doing what he needs to do because he's been on multiple teams and he understands his role. And guys rally behind him, as you can see. I'm not sure if Kyler would do that because Kyler, if he see a little pressure, he's running out of the pocket. Jacoby doesn't have to do that. He can see over the line a lot more, and so he can sit back there and able to get the ball down the field. So I'm not sure if that's the case. I will see because I'm not sure if Kyler's going to be able to come back with his foot this week. He's always going to be a starter, even though we believe Jacoby at this present time had a better game. But just because you know this, Manuch, you don't lose your position from an injury.
Yeah, I think that's to the point. But, I mean, if you see an offense, if he has another good game, that being Jacoby Brissett, and leads his team down the field like he did against the Packers, and let's say they win the game, you got the week off, really 2 weeks. I mean, it's all about winning. In that locker room, as Jimmy alluded to, it's all about wins and losses. So all that being said, I get that, understand that. But what more is Kyler going to do that Jacoby Brissett has not already done and proved it last Sunday?
That the question is up for the debate once we'll see who's going to be starting this game this coming up week. I think if Kyler doesn't play up the standard if he is playing and starting, I think they'll throw Jacoby in there a lot quicker, a lot sooner, and not wait until, he figured things out. I believe that will be the case because it seems like he has Drew offensive scheme down pretty good. And you had basically a new offensive coordinator and a new quarterback coming in, and they seem to gel together because exactly they put points on the board and they was moving the ball. So it'll be up for discussion. It'll be one of those things we'll be talking about after the Green Bay game to see who's going to be the guy that's going out there and getting it done. I understand where you're coming from, Manuch. You want to go on production, performance, and right now Jacoby is that guy that seems to have it down more so than Kyle.
One of the couple of the first-round draft choices, Darius Robinson, looks like he's questionable for this game. Hope to get him back. Walter Nolan III, I guess today he started his first official 21 days of practice before he gets back out there on the field. As a defensive lineman, especially a tackle, which you played end-to-end tackle, Banks, how difficult will it be for Nolan III to get up to speed without any kind of preseason and to throw him into the fire from the get-go?
Oh, it's going to be difficult. I mean, he's got to get used to the guys coming at him in a total different manner. He's got to get used to all the play calling that the defense is going to give, even though he's sitting in there in the defensive room and he's hearing it, is a whole totally different than going out there and putting your hands on the line and playing it. So it's gonna probably take him 1 or 2 games to get himself. He also won't be in the best shape. Football shape is totally different. I know he's running around or on the bike or on the underwater treadmill trying to get himself together. But it's going to take a lot more than that once game time comes because it's a whole different ball game. So hopefully, yes, you hopefully get those guys back. And then you think about 21 days. You do have a bye week in there, but that's still, another couple of games he'll be missing before he comes out. And then you said Robinson is questionable. Hopefully he's back. It'll help with that defensive line rotation to get some more pressure up the field and get some sacks, hopefully, and stop the run. I mean, we'll see. But I think it's going to be difficult for him to come out there and just wreck the house, even though he was our number 1 draft pick.
Banks, take me then to Green Bay because this is a team that looked unbeatable in game 1. And then they played that 40-40 tie with the Dallas Cowboys. Then they got beat by Cleveland at 13-10. They have rebounded now and they have won. How do you see this matchup then on Sunday against the Packers?
I think it's going to be a tough matchup on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. I mean, the offense got to go against Michael Parsons, and you're right. They played lights out. For the first couple of games, I thought they were going to be the team to beat. And then, of course, they had the tie, and then also they lost in Cleveland. You wouldn't believe that one. But things happen any given Sunday. I think Jordan Love is a poised quarterback. Josh Jacobs is an experienced running back. I think we have a test out for us on the defensive side of the ball, but it's still the same thing as far as X's and L's and as far as the execution. If you know what, it's hard for him to throw a good ball if he's throwing it on the back of his foot. It's hard to get those first downs as we get in the tackles for losses. And hopefully we got some good coverage in the back because that helps out with the D lineman getting back there to get to the quarterback. On the offense side of the ball, we just need the production. We need the same thing we did before. This past week, I should say it like that, this past week. If we can move that ball, we've got to do better in the run game still. I think we just need it. That is one of the key phases I always say, especially when it comes down to, again, holding on to the ball, running the clock out. You need to have a good run game. I think that's something hopefully Carter and the rest of those guys can come out there and establish themselves with a run game, and we'll see what time it is. But I think it's a good matchup for the Cardinals. It's a home game. Normally you get a little love because it's a home game, but I know for a fact a lot of Green Bay fans.
Oh, buddy!
It's a lot of Green. I've been asked for more tickets from Green Bay fans than the Cardinals fans. Period. Just to be honest. So it's going to be a lot of Green Bay fans there too.
And good luck trying to buy one for less than $400 right now, even up in the nosebleeds. The prices are up. And you're funny to say that. I had several people ask the same thing. Hey, Manuch, you got any Green Bay tickets? I said, no. Just go online and good luck with that pricing.
Yeah, really.
Oh yeah, we couldn't even get our normal tickets, and also we couldn't even get our discounted tickets. And I knew it was going to be a game like that.
Sure,
When
yeah.
Green Bay,
Yeah.
you know that. Even if it was Dallas, even though Dallas is, now they're playing a little better, but those are just teams that they'll draw a lot of people, and they got a lot of fans in Arizona. So it is what it is. Just hopefully the Cardinals come out with a W, and that'll give them a good taste in their mouth going into the bye week.
That's why we love having you on the show. Great insiders always. Thanks, Banks. You have a good day, pal.
You too. You guys be blessed. Thank you.
There you go. That is the one, the only Bank 90, Big Bank 90. You can find him on X. We love having Michael Bankston, former Cardinal defensive lineman, on the show. All right, so we want to remind you, coming up in our next segment, okay, we will have our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. But Michael Bankston was presented today by Crest Insurance. And we also want to remind you that tune in tomorrow, 1:15, for Crest Insurance presenting Charlie Regal with the Sun Devil Report. Once again, Charlie Regal on the show tomorrow at 1:15. Crest Insurance, serving clients nationwide, earning a reputation for exceptional customer service and tailored insurance solutions. You can get more information at crestins.com. Again, that is crestins.com. We'll wrap everything up. Coming up next, everybody, here at Venezia's in Gilbert.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky 6-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venezia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venezia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venezia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venezias.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm here with Stuart Willis from Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. Stuart, let's talk fees. I hear people all the time saying, I don't want to pay too much for advice, but sometimes they're looking at it the wrong way.
Exactly, Gambo. Too many folks, especially the middle market, people with $750,000 to $1 million saved, get fixated on finding a discount advisor. But being penny wise and pound foolish can cost them way more in the long run.
Yeah, meanwhile, the ultra-rich don't blink at fees. They pay 2% plus 20% of the upside because they know the value is there.
That's the key. At Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax, we are fiduciaries. That means we're legally obligated to put your best interests first. And our pricing is fair, transparent, and reasonable without all the Wall Street games.
So, folks, don't settle for cheap when your retirement is on the line. Call Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax at 602-877-PLAN or go to AssetPreservationWealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor.
In football, the best teams rise to the top. In medicine, the same is true. That's why Barrow Neurological Institute is consistently ranked among the nation's best in brain and spine care. From game day concussions to the most complex neurological conditions, Barrow delivers world-class expertise right here in Arizona. When it comes to your brain, your spine, your future, you want the very best on your side. Barrow Neurological Institute. It matters where you get your care. Visit barrowneuro.org.
The Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah, I think it's the buy-in. You know, you always talk about the culture. It's the coaching staff, you know, and those guys working with the group, with the guys top to bottom. So everybody's on the same page. So it's the willingness and the buy-in by the players, and it's the trust that the coaching staff has garnered from these players.
That is Tim Kempton earlier today here on this world-class radio program discussing the Suns, the new coaching staff, and all of the young players, talking about the buy-in and how important it is for this Suns team to hopefully be successful this coming season. That's our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact. Need a check. Just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. And you get a free consultation. Lerner and Rowe. One call. That's all. 602-977-1900. So what's on tap tonight? It's presented by Dos Equis. And don't forget, November 1st, we will be at Backyards in Desert Ridge. It is our Sun Devils watch party. They will be matched up on the road against Iowa State. The Cyclones of Iowa State, the Sun Devils of ASU, and we will be Desert Ridge at Backyards. Dos Equis buckets, pints, plus tons of swag. We will have it all for you. And 25 people get a chance to roll the dice for big money, $10,000. We will see you November 1st, Desert Ridge at Backyard. What's on tap tonight? Major League Baseball playoffs, Blue Jays and the Mariners. Seattle with a 2-0 lead, and you can watch that game on FS1. First pitch about 5:10 today. Also, there's a lot of NBA preseason games that are on this evening. You can check into that. Manuch, what do you got?
We also got some college football, Jimmy B.
Lay it on me.
How do you forget college football? We had Tuesday night college football. Well, tonight, you got Delaware taking on Jacksonville State coming up here at 4 o'clock on ESPN. And then on CBS Sports Network, you got UTEP taking on Sam Houston. Matter of fact, that's Michael Bankston's alma mater.
Sam Houston,
yeah. You got UTEP at 1-5 and Sam Houston 0-6.
Uh-oh.
So if you want to watch some slobber-knocking football, just go to CBS Sports Network.
You shouldn't have given their records. You
just
should have said they're on.
UTEP Miners, they are struggling a little bit.
Banks will never talk to us again since you said
we
that.
gave him some love. At least
did.
You know what? Here's the thing about the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday football in college, the exposure that these teams get on ESPN, ESPNU, CBS Sports Network, you can't buy that. And it's interesting, these schools, they love that, and they'll acquiesce to the schedule so they get some kind of promotional value.
Well, it's a national exposure.
It's national exposure. And a lot of these teams, trust me, everybody has NIL money. It's just a matter of how much NIL money do you have.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of kids out there are looking forward to watching the team that's recruiting them or the alumni. You know, UTEP Miners are like, wow, UTEP's on tonight? You're taking on Sam Houston?
Yeah,
they are, and they're down in Sam Houston. I can't imagine the last time Sam Houston had a televised home game, but it's on a Wednesday. So be it.
Well, they did move up to D1, too.
They did do it. They did
do that.
So you know what? You just take what they give you, and it's always about the MAC. So I jump on that treadmill, do my power walking, turn on the TV. I know that Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to get football across the dime.
All right, Manuch, take us to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day for a free roof inspection before maybe another storm hits. You need to contact State 48 Roofing. They are Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Just go online, state48roofing.com, or call them 480-268-4509.
Yeah, a lot of Phoenix Suns talk. You just heard Tim Kempton there with our Lerner Row one call. That's all. Here's the question. With the Suns season opener next Wednesday, how many games do you feel they will win? Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on X and on Instagram. 25-30 Is it 31-35? Is it 36-40? Or number 4, 41 plus games? Again, just go to all of our social media pages at Roc and Manuch on Twitter and or Instagram. Jimmy, which way did you lean on this one?
I went for the 36-40. That's where I ended up.
That's where I went. Connor, which way did you go? And what are the people out there saying about the winning record this year?
I went with the 31-35. I think that there's still going to be some things they have to prove. However, it seems like the fans are much more optimistic as we were, as we had 25% go 36-40. 75% think the Suns are going to win 41-plus games.
I'd love to see it.
I hope they keep drinking.
I was just going to say, let me take my rose-colored glasses off. I am one of the biggest Suns fans. Love the Phoenix Suns.
I know you do.
I would love to see that.
I would too.
Now, hey, if they surprise us and they win 41-45 games and get that 10th spot, then so be it. I mean, I would love to see something like that for this Phoenix Suns team. Now, I wouldn't doubt it if they did, but I just think there's a lot of minutia they're going to have to deal with to get to that 40-plus realm of games.
The West, I always say, Manuch, and you know this, the West is best. It is the far and away the most difficult conference of the two in the NBA. And there are so many good teams in the West. It's a Rodney Dangerfield joke where you have, now I know why lions eat their young, because that's what's going to happen in the West. You're going to have a mishmash, and then you're going to have 4 teams who will always stay at the top. Then you're going to have the second tier, and then the third tier is where I believe the Suns will be trying to make that 10th spot.
I would agree with you, Jimmy. I have not seen this kind of parity in the NBA West many years.
Yeah.
And then you got to go deal with OKC.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, and then on the Eastern side, it's the Pacers. So yeah, it's a tall task. I really believe that. They could be a couple, 2-3 years away. But then again, you look at what it took for Golden State to get there, what it took for OKC to get there. Add this piece, everybody buys in. But I really believe, when you talk about culture and camaraderie and chemistry, that adds a lot. And for you to push the 10th spot, 9th spot, or play-in spot, hey, we'd be happy with the play-in spot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, because you never know what can happen. But again, I think it's just the way they look, more organized, more disciplined, is going to carry them a long, long ways.
Hey, who's on the show tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to catch up with NAU head coach Brian Wright. As we mentioned earlier, ASU assistant head coach Charlie Regal, former Wildcat, now color analyst for U of A, Lamont Lovett. Big Ten color analyst Yogi Roth.
All right.
Talk about this Penn State dilemma. And Cardinals beat writer Howard Balzer will be at Twin Peaks and Scottsdale. That's all mañana with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B.
We had a great time here at Venezia. It was packed in here. We had a lot of fun with the kids. It was a great time. That's why we love coming here.
And one more time, the Wednesday special 24 1-inch topping party pizza for $28.99. And don't ever forget.
Okay, here we go.
The Italian Stallion.
Yeah.
Every Monday and Wednesdays especially as well, too.
Connor, terrific back in the studio. Thank you, my brother. Matt was mediocre today at best because the Wi-Fi was having
It's all Matt's fault.
It's all Matt's fault. We are out of here. Thank you, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net, personal, reliable, and supportive.